Well, I say every day it's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.
We're not qualified.
Explorers in the further regions of experience.
Did you not listen?
Then the hell with you.
Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the 196th episode of Screaming Into the Void, the show where we talk about whatever the hell we feel like. My name is Samuel the Infamous, and joining me so far today is Caucasian Sasquatch.
I might stick around a little bit longer, as long as you keep it interesting.
Right. He's over here mogging at the camera. That's so I bet that's how you take your mug shots too.
Thank you for noticing me.
Right. Welcome in, everybody. We are live currently on Twix, Rumble, and two separate YouTube channels, Caucasian Sasquatch and my own, Samuel the Infamous. If you're in any of those places, drop a comment. Let us know you are here. We will do our level best to acknowledge your presence, despite the fact that I appear to be getting even worse at that. And
I say screw those
well,
guys down there. They're the peons and the plebes, and what they should do is send us money to be noticed.
Right. Something like that. But we are a little shorthanded as we begin, but we should have others joining us later as the show progresses. You will also notice pinned on the bottom of the YouTube chats and the top of the Rumble chat, Gals Give Send Go link. We're still doing that. We're still shilling that. She is currently at $4,510 of $6,000. So do us a favor, and if you can help, great. And if you can't, share it out. Spread it like digital herpes. I'm going to just keep saying that until somebody slaps me in the face for it, because I think it's funny. You know, make everybody get you.
Bus ticket, folks. So remember, hit that cash out.
Yeah. Anywho, but yeah, no, we're gonna keep that going until either we hit the goal or Gal tells me to stop. And yeah, we're working on it. It's incremental. It's slow but sure, but we're getting there. That said, I want to say a little who's in the chat so far, and then we will get on with the stuff. We have a panoply even of topics today. And some of them are even kind of fun.
This is what you get when you let Sam go monopolizing things.
Right. Old Blondie, good to see you, man. No diversity. We need Europeans and POCs. I mean, yeah, but apparently we're too pale. We scared them all off. Too pale and American.
Hold on. There's diversity on this panel, sir. I will show you the diversity. He's native. I'm not. He's Cthulhu.
Sort
I'm
of.
not. He's outsider. I'm not. He's West Coast. I'm not. He's
not West Coast.
Close enough for fucking government work compared to
like
Georgia.
It's like 1,500 miles from here.
Don't make okay shit. You're like 4,000 miles from here.
I'm in the middle of the country.
Your mama's the middle of the country.
Talk about the Midwest. Midwest's actually off to the fucking right a little bit. I'm in the middle.
Okay. As with Europeans, my perception of America might be a little skewed. I am aware that places like Wyoming has counties almost as big as my state.
Yes, we do.
I'm aware. At the same time, here's the thing, though. I don't give a fuck. Pound for pound, we've got more military, so bring it, bitch. I'll kill some more cows.
I mean, we got the nukes, so okay.
Yeah, see, yeah, right, yeah. That's why we friends. See, out of my 40, homie.
See how quick he turned around on that, folks.
Shit, don't start with me. I said it Blackhawks. When the mess I said we went Blackbirds. I don't know what it does, but I will send what the fuck over there.
That's fine. A Blackhawk will cook in nuclear fire, same as everything else. We also got Abe in the chat. Howdy, Abe. Hope you're doing well. I'm British and green, but I'm not on streams today. That is
Are
true.
you threatening the entire East Coast with a petty rivalry?
I would prefer to threaten the northern border because the Canadians were dumb enough to put basically their entire populations just in a line across it. But like all those resources that they don't live anywhere near. I'm just saying, all we gotta do is take care of the gatekeepers.
Oh, dude, I watched. All right. I don't know where the video went, but it got taken down a few months ago. But I was showing this to all my Canadian buddies. I was like, dude, this dude Arkansas has figured out exactly how to wipe out Canada. All you got to do is march across the border and do like a blitzkrieg run and take the cities. Once you take the cities, you basically got everybody's mama, and they fold.
Indeed. Speaking of which, Shadow of Hawk joining us.
To be clear, I am saying we could take it. We would not enjoy it ever again. It would be a permanent no-go zone for crazy Canadians.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know. We could do it like Hiroshima and just in a line. What is going on with your mic, kid?
No fucking clue. I just hopped in.
Oh, yeah, there was this weird like mechanical quacking.
Goat. It was a goat.
Was it a goat?
Yeah. Like y'all were mechanical on my end as well for some reason. All I did was click the link, click join stream, and then it was all fuck. Yeah, I think I fixed it though.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, we also got
anyway. Sorry, I was just gonna say, why are you guys talking about MacArthur's plan for Manchuria?
We're not.
I mean, it's not that far off the mark, bro. It would be virtually
sure,
identical
but that's
to
like nobody brought up MacArthur's name.
It wasn't Manchuria. It was Canada specifically. It was,
Yeah, same shit, different stick.
Well, I don't know. I think
know that
probably
crazy
less people in
Manchurians
Canada.
have a garden shed quite like the Canadians do.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so we're gonna continue on here. We got Ariel Ballet in the chat. Howdy. We got Fletch. Good to see you, brother. We've got Lepo. Howdy. Bernie. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in Bernie. Jesus Christ. I was reading your thing and I got my wires crossed. We've got Ms. Sparkles in the chat. Howdy. Scrolling down. I think that's everybody so far.
Up,
yeah,
Fletch?
like I said at the top of the show, come in and we'll do our level best to acknowledge you. Also, you don't have to pay any attention to the ticker at the bottom. I'm just salty and I'm going to continue to be salty. So that's going to be up for a little while along with the background for my avatar. So
I brought butter.
Indeed. Let's got Devil Made Me Do It. Howdy.
Hello.
So salt, the spice, and everything nice.
Right. All right, man. It's been a minute. It's been a couple days since we were up here doing this shit and having a good time. Hey, Ragamuffin, welcome in. Hashtag Stage Stargate for those of you who care.
Okay. Hold on. I don't like the way this is going. Big red, little red flag going off here, boss.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I think is actually happening. The unspoken story and the hypothetically, allegedly in Minecraft, right? They floated the concept of, hey, let's do a Stargate. The general response was, dear God, if they wokeify it, we'll riot. They went, ooh, maybe we shouldn't do some Stargate. And now everybody's like, no, do the Stargate. But we're going to wokeify it. But do the Stargate anyway. And you're going to hate it.
So I've been following this pretty closely, and you're only about half right on that. But that was the initial reception, because here's the thing. When Jeff Bezos bought MGM, right? When Amazon acquired MGM Studios, they acquired all their properties. The only two properties MGM had that were worth any fucking currency in this current day were James Bond and Stargate. Everything else they had, nobody really cares that much about. And immediately Bezos puts out a statement in, I think, Vanity Fair, actually, of all fucking places. I don't have it in front of me, unfortunately, where he was saying, we look forward to updating this for a modern audience. He used those specific exact words, which every time we've heard those, that is a problem. It's always been a problem, especially with Amazon. Now, years go by, nothing happens. We're all starting to think, okay, maybe they're just going to sit on it and not do anything with it. And then we get that announcement last year when Dial the Gate and Gate World did a live stream where they popped up with Martin Garrow, with Joe Malazzi, and with Brad Wright to announce that they were actually doing a new Stargate. Now, things go along. We're getting tidbits of information here and there, but we can't have too much, obviously, because everybody who's involved is under NDA. And then a couple of weeks ago, Amazon axed it. Amazon axed it in part because they got new executives in charge. Their executive in charge of world building is the one who axed it. He replaced the last guy who was the one who greenlit it. And the reason that they gave to Variety, who reported on this, although it is worth noting that Amazon has been completely fucking silent on this topic the entire time, has never actually put out anything official, has never said anything, has never responded to anything. They're just dead silent. But in the article, they said they worried that it would appeal too much to their already dedicated core fan base and not enough to the mythical modern audience. And that's why they axed it. They were already in pre-production.
So what you're saying is I was exactly right.
They canceled it because it wasn't woke enough, because it was going to
the existing fan base. Hard.
That's what I was going to say. It sounds more like that.
God, that feels good.
So anyway, ever since then, and the only reason that we were given as a chance as Stargate fans is because Martin Garrow has written some of the best fucking episodes of Stargate, because Joe Malazzi and Brad Wright are involved, and they're basically responsible for it, everything about halfway through SG-1 onward, right? And a lot of it was excellent fucking television. Now, all that said, yeah, it could absolutely have been garbage, and we would have let him know, but we were willing to give it a shot at this point. And to be fair, like, Martin Garrow is also the guy behind that shitty Quantum Leap reboot.
Oh, okay.
So there's that. But
there's a storm blowing outside. That's why the dogs are freaking out. Okay,
oh yeah,
so if I drop out, I'll be back as soon as I can.
No, fair enough. There's storms happening all over the country. We have one down here. So, but anywho, and that's why people are upset. But it's getting the Save Stargate campaign is essentially, look, all we want to do is give Garrow's show a chance. That's it. It's like, if it's great, awesome. If it's not, we'll let you know.
Oh no, Lepo. Woke Stargate wasn't Lex. That was sexual Stargate. Woke Stargate was Continuum.
Lex was basically porn.
just barely, almost.
If the ship itself was horny,
God.
Yeah. So, and it's just it's a thing that's been happening.
I introduced my wife to Lex when she was
MGM
22.
Studios. That's disgusting. We're there was a banner flown over the MGM headquarters last week. There've been a number of tweet storms. I just found out an hour ago that they've got big old billboards up in Times Square right now. So, and it's just look, we all understand. Amazon called it. They haven't said a fucking word. They're not bringing it back. It's not happening. The next time we see anything Stargate from them, it's going to be a goddamn disaster, because they're going to get in people who don't give a fuck about the show or outright hate it to make it. And that's
they're going to Kevin Smith it.
But because
they're going to Kevin Smith it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're going to come and say they're big fans and not actually be big fans and just fucking mutilate the shit out of it. We're going to end up getting the Tila of Stargate. It's going to suck. But here's the thing.
He-Man, welcome to the Tila show.
Right. I'm salty and I'm petty, and I'm going to keep this shit up as long as I can. So it is what it is.
I just want good TV, man. I just want some good TV. That's all. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, good TV. Good TV.
Yeah. So
I liked
I
it.
guess if it's isn't that like a Game of Thrones spinoff or some shit?
I don't even care. You can't tell. The only reason you can tell it's Game of Thrones is because of the names of the people in there referenced in the book. Otherwise, it's like a Knight's Tale. If you didn't know nothing about it and you just watch the show, it's a good, solid show. It's one of the best I've seen in the past 15 years.
Knight of the Seven Kingdoms?
Yes.
Yeah, no, my dad was like burned on Game of Thrones after season 7 and House of the Dragon. He didn't even realize Knight of the Seven Kingdoms was a Game of Thrones show until he heard the word Targaryen and was like, "Wait, what the fuck is this?" He was telling me I should watch it, and I already like wrote it off as, "Oh, it's more Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is shit." He's like, "No. You gotta watch it."
Listen, brother. Great. The writing is solid. The dialogue is on point. Several of the notions from the books are depicted in a way that are quixotic, if nothing else. So the knight in question may not actually be a knight because a knight must be knighted by a knight. And if the knight was never knighted, then he's not a knight. And so he jacks the fucking armor, dips off to go say he's a knight. Nobody really cares, right? Because knights get knighted every day. The problem is he never actually says he was knighted. Now, there are two schools of thought on this. One, Arlen, his master, was a total asshole and died before he got a chance to do it. The other one is, and this comes from the books, Arlen was renowned for the size of his cock. And he claimed his sword's name was like Darla or something like that. And that his weapon was carried everywhere he went. And he also was famous as saying a knight may only be knighted with a weapon. And so the idea is that Dunk was knighted, but it was with Arlen's phallus. And the joke there is that any whorehouse from Dorne all the way to Winterfell will call you a knight. Every single one of them. The kings and bishops, maybe not so much, but the women will agree that that is definitely his weapon.
Fair
Did I leave the devil speechless?
I am
absolutely.
Yeah.
Shit. The shitternet's back. God damn it.
Oh boy.
We got the ghost in the system.
The ghost in the shell.
No, we're not
in a shell.
One of the other things
the system.
Yeah. One of the other things I really liked about Knight in the Seven Kingdoms is because I read the book before I watched the show, and actually between my dad recommending it and the book, that's what made me actually like watch the show. Not only did they adapt things pretty 1-to-1, they added things that were really good, like Lionel's parties, for instance, and like a lot of the characterization of Lionel was not in the books, and he is one of the best characters in the show. The Laughing Storm is a fucking G.
The Laughing Storm.
So,
and it was Baratheon. Wasn't that no? Yeah, Baratheon.
Lionel Baratheon.
Yeah, he's when we were doing a review over the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms on the Blast Radius, I was depicted as the Laughing Storm for all the. In fact, to this day, AI puts horns on me. When Captain Curmudgeon does the AI thing, I always have like Cyranos, always have horns, antlers.
I think that means something else, actually.
Your mama means something else.
Horns usually denotes let's just say Robert Baratheon wore horns for 2 reasons.
He was a little horny. Also, this man,
3 reasons.
And I'm going off the freaking point here, but the reason he's called the Laughing Storm is their style of fighting is known to be extremely patient with explosions of fury, right? Whereas the House of the Apple tends to come on at like a steady pace. They never let up, right? But the Stormlands are renowned for basically standing defensively until you get tired and then just slicing you to pieces. That's their motif. That's the way they operate. The laughing storm, on the other hand, comes out, calls you short, picks on your shoes, tells you your mama's a whore in King's Landing, and that she had 3 dogs last night with your aunt. You know what I'm saying? He just comes in and smokes them until they lose their shit and then slices them into little pieces. Laughing the whole time, maniacally.
All right, I think I got this thing fixed. Hopefully.
Liar.
I have no clue because I haven't
The,
read those books.
The additions they did add make me feel confident because he only wrote 3 novellas, to my knowledge, for Duncan Egg, unless the comics have some more additional stories on top of that.
A little bit.
So I'm
but it
actually
just revamps the same stuff, basically.
yeah. So honestly, with what the
it feels like
writers,
when me and Sasquatch go off about like Dune or Firefly or some shit.
no, because I
I'm
can
sorry
follow
about
you on Dune. Definitely Firefly though. I'll leave it with the writers have proven themselves to be semi-capable. I trust them relatively when it comes to expanding this show beyond the first 3 seasons. Because honestly, these like stories are relatively simple. It's just Dunk and Egg arrive in new location with some weird shit going on. They get caught in the weird shit. Don't even need to like manage the weird shit beyond, hey, we're here, we're talking to people, and then stuff gets resolved in a very bittersweet kind of way, and they move on to the next weird thing.
But you're thinking Lone Wolf and Cub outline. That's not what this is going to be, I don't think. But this isn't, medieval Japan with a samurai and a boy. This is a knight and he's going to the tourneys. You know where Dunk got his Sir Duncan the Tall got his fame. It was almost never on a battlefield. Almost every one of his great victories took place either in a what do you call it? The like they did with the
Tournaments.
They're not typically it's in association with the tournament, but not really part of the tournament, like the Trial of the Seven. See, that wasn't a part of that tournament. That had nothing to do with the tournament. That just happened to occur at the tournament, and that's where a lot of Duncan's stories actually take place. And I think it could be really cool if done right.
Absolutely. Well, and I wasn't referring to like great battles, but like just random wild shit, like the rivalry that he gets involved in the second novella. I could tell Sam's tired of conversations he can't join, so I'll leave it there.
Yeah. No, it's not so. Look, this is I don't read Germ's work. I never have. It's of very little interest to me. The closest I ever got to being involved in any of that at all was when I played fucking Elden Ring. And that's it. And he didn't have that much to do with that either. So
did you call him Germ?
It just is what it is. I did call him Germ.
Okay,
because
just checking to make sure
an author that wasn't back.
No, I get it.
An author that wasn't a Germ would finish his fucking story, and so I can stop listening to all these people bitch about why he won't do that. I have a theory though. And it's not even my
finishing that story has made him more famous than any other writer in history.
No, not just that. I think he has finished it. He won't have it published until he's dead because he doesn't want to deal with the fucking backlash because he knows people are going to hate the ending he wrote.
Could be.
That's my theory.
I also think.
Well, there is no chance for an ending.
Tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you buy yourself a little train to go around and around in your yard and all that shit, if you're that fucking rich, I mean, I would be riding the train. I wouldn't be writing shit, if I'm being honest.
You're not wrong. I might write some shit on the train, though.
Yeah, but it'd be train related.
If I was absurdly wealthy,
very well into that world.
If I was absurdly wealthy, I would be like, what was that stupid movie with the guy that was a drunk aristocrat that just inherited all his money? Oh my God.
Sounds like a lot of them.
Most of them?
It was the name of the fuck. Google, save me. Russell Brand played the remake. I can't remember.
Oh,
the name of
Arthur.
it. Arthur. Thank you. No, the
Oh, yeah.
original Arthur and the original
Dudley Moore
pitch for
or
Arthur.
Dudley
Moore was absolutely epic. The idea behind it initially was for a guy who's basically living off of old money and trust funds, ridiculously wealthy, ends up being put outside of that wealth umbrella, but in like a trust fund bracket over here, where he goes from driving Rolls Royces to, you know, having to get a Cadillac, right? Like, I can't use the Bentley, father, that kind of stuff. And suddenly he's forced to live in a studio apartment in uptown London. It was supposed to be a fish out of water story, but the fish that's out of water just means he goes from an unlimited account to a 9-figure account. And they changed it to what Arthur became. And the original Dudley Moore version of it is absolutely astoundingly well done.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it's been minutes since I've seen that. I didn't see the Russell Brand version, but Andy Pickle says the Night becomes an episodic weekly show. Like Michael Knight and Kit, they show up each episode, beat up get the girl, beat up bad guys, and move on without reward. Cue the 18 music. You know, what'd make that even better is if they brought in that character, the lead character from I don't know if you all remember a little police procedural show called Forever Night about a vampire who was making up for all those murders he committed by working homicide.
I hated that show.
Yeah, it was retarded, but we could put him in Kit.
So bad. My mom loved it, and I tried so hard to like it because she was right about some things, right? She was right about Firefly. Right. She was right about Stargate, right? She was right about the entire early Sci-Fi Channel bit. Like, that whole thing was absolute gangbusters. But then she pulls the stinker out like fucking, what was the one that, Forever Night and Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
the 80s with that dude with
my
the
mom
face.
Loved that show.
Oh my God, my mom loved it, dude.
Yeah.
At one point in time, it came on at the same time as MacGyver, and it almost turned into a fist fight. I am not joking. Me and my mom ended up playing a game of cards to determine who was going to have that Thursday night.
Dude, I was a kid when that show was on, and I for years I thought Ron Perlman really looked like a lion.
You're not far off the mark, man. More like a troll.
Looks like a damn monkey, but
kinda gorilla.
Yeah, without the makeup, but like they made him look lion-esque in that show. And for years I thought that was his actual face.
Yeah, they gave him that little butt cheek fucking prosthetic over his lip. Yeah.
I mean, makeup on that show was top notch. I mean, the special effects, as far as they went, were really good. Forever Night fucking sucked. It's just horrible. There was no redeeming quality. It was Batman with Batman being a vampire.
Speaking of bad vampire shows, and I know, look, we got topics galore. This is fine. This conversation is great. So, do you guys remember a very, very short-lived half a season called Kindred the Embraced?
No.
So it's very loosely based on White Wolf's World of Darkness. And it was about vampire nightlife and like mob shenanigans and running bars and shit. It was the dumbest fucking thing.
Are there any redeeming qualities?
It was horrendous.
Hey, it's got a hell of a rating.
I mean,
dude.
there's some
like 7.5 on IMDb.
It's okay. It has some.
Dracula meets the Godfather in this complicated but short-lived supernatural drama in which San Francisco police detective Frank Kohanic makes an unsettling discovery. His city is home to a horde of vampires divided into mob-like clans. Wow.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's directly based on White Wolf and their Vampire the Masquerade. The role playing game.
Yeah, no, I'm hip. I was unaware. Wow.
Yeah. No, it came out back in like 2000 something or whatever, and it lasted for a minute.
This thing is chock full of people too. It's got Brian Thompson, C. Thomas Howell, Mark Finkel. It's got a couple of hot chicks in there too. Jeff Coburn. That's crazy. How did
I will
miss
I will
that?
warn you though, if you start watching it, there's no resolution because they got canceled.
Of course not. They surrendered. They Fireflied it.
Yeah.
I mean, Firefly was filming on a Tuesday and went home on a Wednesday. Like they just got
Right.
bus tickets. Was told to get out. They're going to be filming Stargate in here. You got to get the hell out of here. Star Trek's going to be filming.
Oh man, yeah, no, weird shit. The obscure television shows. Like somebody asked me the other day what my favorite Heath Ledger role was, and I was like, you guys probably don't remember this little fucking Sam Raimi show called Roar that was on Fox for like 10 seconds, but it was really good
if you're lucky.
And he played like this Celt who was living in North Britain at the time that the Romans occupied it, and the bad guy was Longinus, the same Roman who pierced Christ's side with the spear, was cursed with immortality. So hundreds of years later, he's picking on the Celts because he was banished out to the outer legions because he made people back home in Rome very uncomfortable.
I know the one you're talking about. There was a subtle second concept there that he was also cursed with just really shitty luck.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of shitty luck that looks like good luck until you feel the full ramifications of that good luck.
Yeah, like rabbit's paw luck. Yeah.
Yeah. Monkey's paw.
Not quite monkey's paw, rabbit's paw. Like specifically the rabbit's paw from Supernatural. The one that does.
That's another one my mama was right about.
And then fucks you up the ass.
Yeah.
So the monkey's paw doesn't even pretend to make it look like a good thing.
I guess you got a point there. I mean, right. It does have distinctly African connotations. See, have you ever looked into how Africans depict the concept of genies?
Well,
they have a creature, a mythical creature.
Arabs, but
No. They have a mythical creature described virtually identical as genies, right? With a little bit of more of a demonic Ifrit type flair. So like they're air spirits that are like omnipowerful, but they're also entrapped to the function of a certain deity or concept or whatever. And so they can't do anything outside of that. The point is they're called Bodinis. And these guys are absolutely evil. They're monkey paw evil. They're deck of many things dangerous. Like you can wish for something, but they're evil. They're going to give you the worst possible representation of that wish. You can't even be careful about it because here's the thing. They're not a jinn, right? They don't have to grant the wish. They do it as a joke. So like they pop out of their little ensorcelment location and in African tales it's like scrolls and amphora, right?
Bodinis?
Yeah.
A Bodini.
Sounds like a fucking joking. Good punk band, man.
Bodini, the African genie.
The Bodinis.
Yeah,
I
hadn't heard too much about it. Well, that was the thing. Like somebody brought up the other day, how like with the Odyssey, with the Anne Boleyn thing, with Vikings Valhalla, with all of these things that are supposedly based on historical and or mythological things pertaining to specific peoples, being changed to reflect other peoples who weren't fucking there. Somebody was saying, well, why can't they make stuff based on African myths? And I honestly, I get the sentiment, but how many African myths do you know? They don't have the fucking press, and the very few ones that do have the press, I mean, like the best of them is hold on, I'm not done. The best of them is Anansi, and Anansi is a selfish, self-involved prick.
Siota the Nupe would be a very good one. You could make kind of like that show Merlin.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You could straight up just make Merlin, but African.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. Is like the African myths tend to be very personal, local, and have more to do with the people who spawn them. Than they don't have like universal themes, generally speaking. And the only African myths that you could apply that to don't even belong to sub-Saharan Africans. Those are Egyptians.
Yeah, and a lot of the African stories and tales and stuff not necessarily written down. A lot of those tribes might have legends and myths and shit they just never really put them down to paper.
Yeah.
It's more.
I mean,
still.
The closest we have to that is Song of the South with Brer Rabbit, because Brer Rabbit is a version of the Anansi stories. They're the same stories,
Which,
just
by
applied
the
to
way,
a rabbit instead of a spider.
The author grew up 25 miles that way in an old cotton house.
Well, fair
right
enough,
over
fair
there.
enough.
Don't throw me in the
So,
dry patch
you know,
now.
like, that's kind of the problem, is just like a lot of their stories and their myths and their gods and stuff don't really translate to something that could be, you know, applied universally, right? As opposed to your Greek myths, like the Battle of Troy, like epic, you know, heroes and gods fighting over a piece of snatch, if we're being perfectly honest. So,
I mean,
you know,
I do,
but that's something that everybody in the world can understand.
I do somewhat disagree on the application of those stories as being like limited to the locality, because the Nupe, I said his name already, Seoda the Nupe, his story is basically he is the bastard son of a king, makes his way to that kingdom, shows off like how awesome he is to his father. His trueborn sons get jealous. No, Seod.
No,
well,
I'm
like
just saying,
that's the
so
thing.
far you're basically telling the same story as Moses.
Well, yeah, no, he is very much like Moses. He's very much like King Arthur. He's very much like Tubal-Cain. Like, there's a lot of elements of him that you can relate to other individuals in human stories and human civilizations.
Here's the problem with that.
Some of their stories, might be
that we already have versions of that.
Yeah.
Right. So like you mentioned this particular character. I'm going to say character because I don't know anything about him. I never fucking heard of him. That's the other problem, is they just don't have the fucking PR.
Yeah. And I understand that's the real reason. It's not that, oh, well, we don't actually have African myths. No, it's because they want to use the stories people already know. Like, if they wanted to tell an actual fantasy story, like, instead of using Lord of the Rings to make Rings of Power, go digging, go find something like Mythgar. Or if you really want to add brown and black people, get an actual adaptation of Mortal Engines going. Or adapt fucking Kings of the Wild.
That could be very good.
Yeah, go digging.
Mortal Engines could be truly adapted to like either a series or movie series. That could be very good.
Same with Kings of the Wild. Same with like the old Sinbad stories. And I'm sure if I had like my bookshelf in front of me, I could name off a bunch more fantasy stories they could use that they won't.
That's a good point,
because they're not well known.
Understand. There are lots of stories with lots of diversity already built into them. I mean, Jason and the Argonauts had 7 heroes from 7 continents. So, like, it's right there. But that's not good enough. They're not going to use that story because it doesn't subvert enough of the power base of the white man.
Well, that, and also, these people are fucking lazy. Like one of the biggest complaints I've consistently seen, like back when I gave a fuck about what people had to say on internet forums, one of the biggest complaints I would see is, hey, I'm trying to tell a story about a foreign culture, but every single time I literally just write medieval Europe, but it's got African or Indian or insert other group names here. How do I write a story that's more like those groups? And it never seems to occur to them, hey, go research those areas. Because they don't want to, no one actually wants to have to study, learn, and figure out something new. They just want to use what they already know and then just do that because it's fucking easy. It's hard to learn something new.
In a lot of cases, they're going to actually have to go to Africa and talk to people because most of them didn't write this shit down. It's all oral tradition.
Well, even then, there are...
And whenever you get to that oral tradition being written down, it's typically written by Christians or Judeo-Christians or Jesuits or whatever, and you end up having intentional or otherwise Christian influence being introduced into these African myths.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I've seen The Lion King.
The Lion King is Hamlet. That's Dutch and fucking English, man.
Actually, no. Hold on. Technically, it's a Japanese anime that's based on Hamlet.
What?
Yeah, it's like Ian or Kyan or something like that. It's basically a 1-to-1 of the Lion King, but the lions are their fur's white. And that was based on Hamlet, and then Disney looked at that and basically made the same thing, but with more
the root
correctly
story
colored lines.
Was
Is
adapted
Hamlet.
by an English playwright from a Dutch. I think it was Dutch, but it could have been it was Scandinavian, a Scandinavian fucking tale, right? So it's very, very rooted in European lore.
Yep. Specifically, I believe specifically Norwegian, if I remember right, because it's the same story they based the Northmen off of.
Well, the Northmen. So
that was actually
they based the Northmen
movie.
off of. I'm pretty sure was actually like fucking. Maybe it was they were Danes. They weren't actually Norse.
How much dialogue is there in the Northmen? There's like 10 lines.
Yeah.
No, it was.
How many lines do you need to describe like this chick rubbing her period blood all over the guy trying to rape her face?
Right. That's not all. There's more. It's so
that
much
was a
more.
very dark movie, but yeah.
Burning and screaming and running and regret. There's all kinds of emotions.
A lot of people get their throats slit in the middle of the night in the fog.
Constant battle. It's just it was so refreshing because we got to remember when the Northman came out, we hadn't had a decent freaking movie that depicted some dude just going on a tear since like Die Hard, bro. There was always some strong independent woman nearby that was taking flack on the edges, right? Nah, Northman showed up, none of that shit, dude. It's just murder.
Right. So, all right. We might as well get to some of these topics, but before we do, just because I want to kind of make sure that I remember this. Devil's cheating on us today.
How dare you?
How dare I? How dare I?
No, everybody wants to get me as a guest when they can, and so I was all, yeah, I'll be on. So, yep, only had an hour.
It was funny because last night when you said I'm going to be on Iron Show, I was like, doesn't Iron Show air when the mine does? He's like, I'll be on Sam's show and I'll be on Iron Show. I was like, fucking how?
We're doing a threesome.
No, all right, so we're immediately going to have you double dip and do some ghetto syndication so that you're on both shows at the same time. That way you can't hear us talking shit to you, and occasionally you can just unmute and answer them on our show, and it'll completely confuse the dialogue.
Yeah,
Larry does that sometimes for real, and it's disconcerting. He does that. Hell, you've done that, Sasquatch.
Well, I was backstage with a different show, and I told you beforehand that it was going to pick up before that let off, and I had five things going. So
anyway, so yeah, I'm unfortunately going to dip so I can go spend time with my side piece.
You are going to double dip, sir. That is the problem.
But thanks for having me on. Hopefully you guys have some good conversations, and I'll talk to you guys next week.
You're going to practice some horticulture? Because you're horrific.
I'm a sleut, like Sam.
Yeah, that means he doesn't get paid.
Maybe we should get you some
gallons of cheese.
Herbs.
Oh, yeah, of course he dips out right before I, bukkake him, I guess. I don't know. There was no good place to go with that.
Hey, yo.
Hold on. I saw a fucking meme today. I saw a meme today that made me laugh maniacally, bro. It almost hurt my face. It was the scene with Anakin and Amidala in the grass, and it's always like, where he does, okay. He's like
meme template,
Big Kelly really gets me going.
Oh,
and
that was me.
Goes, you mean bukkake, right? And I was like,
yeah. No, that's. Hold on.
Did these motherfuckers not? Sorry. No, I'm pissed at something else. Sorry about that.
Okay, so I'm the one who posted that because I clipped it out. Because if you go back, if you look at my my community tab, right, and you find that meme at the very top of it, it says reposted by Nayib Bukele. The president of El
Dude,
Salvador knows what bukkake
yeah.
is, and he's leaning into it, and that's funny to me.
Well, here's the thing though, is like yeah, she's hot and everything, but not so much when she's covered in somebody else's jizz. But Kaylee, that is a damn fine specimen of a Western man there, sir.
Yeah, no, but that was, I mean, the meme itself is just kind of like, okay, I mean, it's funny, but it's just like, it's not too special. But what really nailed it home for me was that it was reposted by the man himself. Oh man, that was good. That was good.
Dude, it just makes me giggle every time I think about it, because the look on his face there just says it all. It's like, you mean bukkake, and he's just like, no.
Yeah, that shit was wild. That shit was wild. Yeah, no, sorry about that outburst, Sam. My company just decided to not give us the net ID for the mortars 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, good.
Fair enough.
At least you can't hurt yourself.
No, so that means I have a detail missing from the order I
That
need to
wasn't
submit.
an invite.
Yeah. No, it just means they'll give me less points for an incomplete order, even though they didn't fucking give me the appropriate details to finish the order. So I'm just pissed.
Yeah, welcome to dealing with vendors.
Yep.
It only gets worse. That's it. That's all the advice I have for you on that. I do the same thing at my job. I have to deal with exactly that every week. It's annoying. Anyway, we do have some topics. We're gonna start getting into some of that a little bit. So this is the main thing for me today. Now, this is just a post from somebody who calls themselves Leading Report, and Leading Report does tend to post some out of pocket shit sometimes. Sometimes they're dead wrong. Sometimes they're just years fucking behind. Like they did one the other day where they were just saying, "Oh, the CIA had had advanced knowledge of 9/11." I was like, "Yeah, that was a quarter century ago. We've known, man. What the fuck?" It's like, that's not news. Why are you saying that's news? So in this instance, I did go and I checked, and there are tons of articles on them. To be fair, most of them are left leaning. But this is a thing that's happening where now I don't have the list up, unfortunately. But there is a new Texas statute that is adding Bible passages to required reading in publicly funded schools.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
No.
Yeah. See, I know the reason I'm not a fan is different from the reason you two aren't fans.
I'm not a fan because I have the same issue with this. This is a publicly funded school, which means that it is government funded.
Yep.
Right.
The
problem that I'm having with this is that you shouldn't have government funding doing any of this for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's not their fucking place, man. You want your kid to learn religion, teach them, be a parent. That's your job. It's on your head if they learn it or if they don't. That's your sole providence. The government has no business being involved in that in any way. Second problem I have with this is the same problem that I would have with non-Muslim kids being, made to observe Ramadan at public school, or non-pagan kids, drawing down the moon in ceremonies. They shouldn't be doing that. If it's not their religion, they should not be exposed to it by the state. Right. That's where I'm having an issue with this. Like, I don't care.
I just don't think the state should have any bearing on any religion whatsoever. So the second religion becomes involved in an institution, the state takes 2 steps back and says, "Wait a minute, something ain't right."
This is the issue that I'm having with this. This is the same shit to me as when all that other ideological shit that we see in schools that we're trying to get out of schools. They shouldn't be teaching that shit either, because that is personal belief systems, it's personal preferences, and that's being imposed on kids when all you should be doing is teaching them reading, writing, and mathematics. And to be perfectly frank, if parents were on their game, we wouldn't even need them for that.
Yep. See, that's what Sam brought up of the sharing of ideologies.
It's going to take me a second to put together. we had a conversation, I don't know how long ago. We were talking about how the reins of power swing like a pendulum. And I always told you I'm seeing how far left the pendulum had been artificially pushed. I was really worried what the right wing swing of that pendulum would look like. And this is the opening type salvos of that time of swing.
Yeah. And from where I'm sitting, my issue with this stems from two problems. The first is whenever Christians try to bring in our faith into a school system, that inevitably leads to ideologies that we're not comfortable with, utilizing the same arguments and then using us doing it as precedent to come in. You had it with after school Satanist clubs, the fucking gay straight alliances would use similar arguments, and if you have problems with Islam, they also use the same arguments. And then my other issue is I fundamentally don't have problems with being vaguely hypocritical for things like this, but I know the vast majority of Christians are too chicken shit to actually go, fuck you, we don't want your shit around. So all this is doing is allowing others to get close to your children because you want to be lazy and not just educate them of your belief system on your own volition. So now your kids are being exposed to a system that you disagree with, all because you're too lazy and too chicken shit to actually take care of them yourself. That's my problem.
Go the other way. I think it'll go the other way. I think the backlash on the back end of this could have a negative effect on the availability of information in public schools ultimately.
It may. You know,
I mean, you can see it, right, Sam? I mean, you get what I'm trying to say.
You know, but I don't know that necessarily all that information needs to be available in public schools and public libraries. Sure.
True. Public libraries are one thing. Public schools are another. I was on a show. This has been a couple of years ago. And the hostess of the show was all bent out of shape because a handful of books had been banned from the school library by the local town or county or whatever. And she was saying that that's absurd. They don't have any authority. And I was like, and I came on and like, we're really good friends, right? I explained to her, I was like, no, you're mistaken. You're mistaking a school library for a public library, and these are not the same things. And she was like, yes, they are. And I said, no, ma'am. Yeah, he didn't want you neither, did he?
No, I guess he's starting later. So I was all okay. I'm going back to Sam's.
Oh, we don't want you now.
Over here.
Somebody better start putting out. This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, Devil. Sam already wired whatever he was going to pay you.
All wet with Iron's love.
Yeah. Also, Devil, I didn't realize you were such a cheap whore. Sam wired me $0 and said, "This is what I paid Devil to show up." So, yeah, you got to go, man.
What part of Sloot did you not understand? He's not getting paid.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Shadows over here looking like Will Poulter. You guys get paid?
It's
Devil doesn't. I'm aware Devil doesn't.
For exposure that's better than the window next to the interstate.
Right. Continue your thought, Sasquatch.
I'm sorry. What was the last thing that you said that was pertinent to the conversation?
It was about the public libraries versus public schools.
Right, public libraries versus school libraries. School libraries, even if they are a public school library, are not equivalent to a public library. Not every book under the sun should be available to a school library. It's not necessary. Like any particular law book from the 1700s, there's no fucking reason that school should have access to that shit except under certain circumstances, and if needed, it can be provided. However, when it comes to doing things that are inherently religious, inherently sexual, or inherently private, I'm not sure any of that needs to be in a public school library.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
I'm arguing.
Hold on. I'm not. Don't talk over me yet. The whole purpose of the U.S. Constitution is to make sure that government and religion have nothing to do with each other. I assume legally this was concluded with the end of the Civil War. So here's the thing about that, right? Freedom of religion is not the same thing as freedom from religion, and we don't actually have any codified law separating church from state. The only thing that we have for that was in, I think, the Federalist Papers and a letter that Thomas Jefferson wrote to a contemporary suggesting that it was a really good fucking idea, but it is not in the Constitution. There's no separation of church in the Constitution. The only thing is that it limits the government's ability to impose an official religion.
Specifically the federal government. That's the contention we're having. Specifically the federal government. I'm saying states have more wiggle room because the whole point of it was each state was supposed to be basically like, hey, we're doing our thing on a more local level. The federal government can give guidelines, but we still are able to do our thing.
The First Amendment. The First Amendment does all it needs to do. The government may pass no law.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah, regarding an establishment of religion, period.
The federal government. The federal
Here's
government.
the thing.
States had state religions.
All right. Yeah. Shut up for a second. When we're talking about publicly funded schools, they are in publicly funded school districts. Publicly funded school districts receive federal funds, which makes them beholden to this.
Yeah.
Specifically.
I'm in this
case, it actually does, the First Amendment does apply because of the way that federal schools are funded.
Yeah, that's separate to what initially started the conversation between me and Abe in the comments. Because public schools receive federal funding, that does apply. I do agree with that. I'm talking about our little pickle is states have more autonomy in determining things like state religion than the federal government does. If there was no public funding from federal government and the states had more control, rules as written, they could. Is that moral? Is that something they should do? Fuck no. But they would have more legal authority to do so than the federal government does.
Are you okay, Squatch? You look like you're on death's door there.
Yeah. It's the stardust.
We'll just leave that at that. But yeah, not like you're right. You guys were arguing two separate things. Like here, Abe's correct here is that the First Amendment ensures freedom from religious imposition. So what it does is it essentially, yes, the government can't mandate that you go to, say, a Catholic church, for example.
Yeah. Right.
They also can't stop you from going to a Catholic church. They can make no imposition regarding an establishment of religion, period. But that's as far as the wording goes. Now, I've heard a lot of people arguing that, well, they just meant Christian religions. And I was just like, well, Christianity is one religion with a bunch of different fucking like sects, but it's one religion. So, when they talk religion, I don't believe that they were limiting it to that any more than they were limiting the Second Amendment to muskets.
Yeah. Right. And if you take the Second Amendment on its face value, that means you should be able to set yourself up with a home defense nuke.
What do you mean take it on the face? Alexander Hamilton outright said in question, hey, can I acquire military grade hardware for the purposes of defending my property? He said it is your fucking moral obligation to do that shit. The American people, if they want to keep it, well, I'm swearing because I'm a degenerate little bastard. It is the moral imperative of the American citizen to do everything they can to acquire a nuclear arsenal for the purposes of defending their dog from the ATF. Per Alexander Hamilton.
My point is,
yeah,
you don't have to worry about a law-abiding citizen with a nuke. He's never going to use it. He knows the ramifications and wouldn't use it. You have to worry about somebody stealing a nuke from a law-abiding citizen.
I would slightly disagree. I've known plenty of law-abiding citizens who, if they have a nuke, through pure negligence, would take out their suburban area.
But you're adding layers. You moved the goalpost at the outset, and that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a law-abiding citizen. You're talking about a negligent American, and these are two totally different things. I guarantee you that negligent American's not terribly law-abiding. If he was, he wouldn't be negligent.
We are arguing for limiting citizen franchise. I understand and I agree.
I don't know what the metric should be, but I'm starting to think that there might be something to the multi-tiered citizenship concept. The Romans did it for like 3,000 years. There's got to be some reason it worked.
Superior application of violence.
Okay, I accept that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's my issue is they shouldn't be mandating any of this stuff. They shouldn't be, because my biggest issue with it is that the government shouldn't be having anything to do with the religious or moral instruction of your children. That is solely a parent's responsibility. Solely.
Yeah, but people are lazy.
I don't care. It's still their responsibility. It doesn't matter if they're lazy. That does not give the government the right to step in, period.
Yet again, you moved the goalpost before you even took on the conversation. You just snatched them fuckers up, took off cross.
No, Squatch. I didn't move the
yes, sir.
Nope, I didn't move the goalpost. I switched just from playing poker to Go Fish. I completely changed the fucking game without consent. It's worse. It's a lot worse.
It's shows like this that remind me why I don't like the younger generation, right?
Musical chairs, everybody.
Oh, fuck. Bite me. The worst part is I'm not even the most insufferable in my generation. That's the absolute worst part. And Alpha and Bravo are worse than me.
Well, Bravo is like still in diapers, man.
Yeah, and they're still worse than me. What's your point?
So, all right. Well, you're clearly not a parent. There's a period in there where it's actually really nice. This later when they learn to use like real words, and that's when it gets bad. But yeah, it's just a thing that I take issue with, and I know that not everybody will. I know there's a bunch of people out there who think that we should make it mandatory. The whole "we're a Christian nation and we always were and we always will be" kind of thing. I disagree with that intensely. I don't think it's right any more than I would think that it's right for someone to come and take your Christian children and teach them the ways of another religion that you don't agree with.
Question. Mm-hmm. Is deism Christianity? I don't think it quite is.
It's like adjacent.
It can be. Yeah, no, it can be Christian, but is not necessarily defined by Christianity, right?
No, because deism isn't really a faith so much as a philosophy that can be applied to a number of different outlooks. Right.
Yeah.
So technically, at least as far as the Articles of Confederation and the Constitution are concerned, is a deist nation.
Yeah, but try making that argument with a bunch of those
motherfuckers want to argue about what a deist is, and I'm like, dude, fucking shit.
Also, the Articles of Confederation don't apply because they were ineffectual as shit and tossed out after like 5 years.
But the same group of philosophies were utilized in the writing of it. That's my point, brother.
By the
not
same
whether or not it was effective.
Same general philosophies were utilized in the writing of the Confederate Constitution, and that's not operating at all anymore.
But not by the same men.
But not at all by the same philosophies or group. I mean, kind of.
Same philosophies, different group.
And by the way, not everything about the Confederacy was evil.
Yes, I'm aware.
They had some really crackerjack ideas about state power. It was really interesting. Yeah. Some of those guys were really smart guys.
And labor distribution.
Well, we'll argue.
Sorry, that was a bad joke.
We're not doing it apples to apples because parents.
Hold on.
No, I was just joking. I was kidding.
Listen,
it was a joke.
I understand it's a joke. Sam, you do realize that the North was just as bad in other ways, right? What they were doing to the Irish was, quite frankly, unquestionably bad.
Oh, no, sir. What they were doing to just children in general.
White.
But no, back to the point. Sam, I'm
going to go into good places.
Yeah, no. Back to your point about like the nuance. I'm of the opinion there are two parts of American history that the average person will never have the complexity of moral understanding nor the intellectual capacity to understand, and that is the War Against the Plains Indians and the Civil War. Both of those conflicts are way more complicated with more moving pieces than anyone's actually able to fucking understand. Because the number of people who limit it to fucking evil versus good is hilarious to me.
Hold on. You have to get to the brass tacks of the concept of manifest destiny before you can take on even understanding what the war, quote unquote, war with the Plains engines is what you called them, I do believe.
Oh yeah,
Engine.
I respect them too much to call them Indians. They don't shit in the street.
Yes, they do. Have you never been to a fucking reservation?
Only when drunk. Calm down. Only when drunk. They're generally quite nice people.
Yeah, inebriation doesn't count because I've met white dudes that fucking shit in the street when they're drunk. Like, it's inebriation is a different factor.
One time, it was that one time, Shadow. You don't have to tell everybody.
Why you gotta put Sasquatch on blast like that?
They need a lot of corn.
Yeah. Now, is it their fault they're constantly inebriated and thus always shitting in the streets? That's a different conversation to be had.
Yes. They choose this.
See you later, Titty Bug.
Yeah, individual
you know what's
actions.
funny? This just popped into my head. Shut up for a second, kid. This just popped into my head. You brought up Mortal Engines earlier, and I think that if they did the spelling a little bit different, it could absolutely be as POC as they wanted.
Dude, you just told a referential joke to a person who doesn't understand references.
It's still funny.
All right. Well, we don't have Gal here to explain it to him, so I'll take the bullet.
Yeah. Well, if she tried to explain it to me, I'd just put her at parade rest.
That's fine. Good luck with that.
Engines.
Yeah, no, I picked up on it originally. Engines. It's not funny. It's not clever. It's not witty, and you should feel bad.
Only if you're homeless. Only if you're homeless.
Oh man. Yeah.
So
anywho,
between you,
I guess
some soldier, and me, an avowed expert in humor, I trust me. It's funny.
I disagree.
It is pretty funny. It'd be pretty funny if I said it on the res too. I'd probably get my throat slit for it, but they would be laughing.
Right, while they did it. Yeah.
I mean, it depends. Some of those reses, they'd probably be too drunk to understand you.
You know, I don't get you, kid. On the one hand, you make these sweeping generalizations, and then on the others, you're just like, well, I don't know about those guys over there. Maybe these guys.
He's a constant contrarian. That's the thing. He is oppositional to any specific direction that's opined on.
Yes, I am a fucking product
the
of
crux
chaos.
of the joke has nothing to do with multiple reservations. A reservation is a stand-in for whatever. It's it's not.
Listen, an Arikara is better than a Lakota Sioux. I'm sorry.
I kind of want to poke you in the eye. How many Four Locos you got, Abe? Because about two would do it.
He didn't say I was wrong. He didn't say I was fucking wrong, boys and girls.
Oh, I'm aware that my tribal relations are shitheads. But still, fuck you.
Navajo sheep eaters are better than you.
Hold on.
Navajo sheep eaters can't fucking fight their way out of a paper bag. Kiss my ass.
You know I love you, right? You know, right? Motherfuckers got massacred for breakdancing because they were sad.
Yeah.
My people killed Custer, not theirs.
You're not wrong.
No, Major Reno killed Custer through sheer incompetence. Y'all were just the mechanism of injury.
He's also not wrong.
I mean, to a degree, but it wasn't just that. It was the fact that Custer was arrogant to the nines.
Yeah. He was there. So it wasn't just his arrogance.
That shit.
No. Okay, hold on. It wasn't
years pissing these people off.
Hold on. He was an arrogant son of a bitch, abso-fucking-lutely, but he had the luck and the skill to back it up. The issue at Little Bighorn was
Obviously
Not that time he didn't.
hold on. Little Bighorn wasn't just an example of his overconfidence. It was a military disaster of poor intelligence. The army that went in thought they were just going to be fighting like 200 engines. They didn't realize they were going to be fighting 2,000.
And they were
20,000.
Communication lines had broken down, so he didn't even know the force he was going up against had already beaten the other Union army.
That's
or
not
Union,
okay.
The American
No,
army in the field.
There's more to it than that. The scouts come over the hill. They see the freaking enormous village that's popped up over here where they're having their big super secret native meeting. And the scouts go, oh shit. And they turn to ride back and they die right there. And then the first like group of cavalry comes riding up, popping over the hill, see the dead scouts, and are like, oh shit, turn and look. There's literally fucking 3,000 armed, pissed off people with rifles. These people were not armed with bows and tomahawks like they had Winchesters, bro. They were better armed than most of Custer's men.
No, they still had tomahawks because those are just better than
They
knives.
did
But yeah,
have tomahawks, but they weren't running around
hold on,
chopping
hold on.
motherfuckers up with them. They were shooting bitches with fucking 30.
Some of them would try to count coups, but overall you're correct. The main issue, one of these was Grant's fault.
Contrarian.
Fuck Grant. No. This is me defending my boy Custer. Fuck Grant. Because Grant was pissy that Custer was a Democrat, made him come to DC and like just put him through a bunch of bullshit, which meant Custer's force was being drilled not by Custer, but by some jackass who didn't actually drill his men hard enough. So by the time Custer was showing up, his guys weren't up to standard with marksmanship. They were poorly equipped, poorly supplied, so a bunch of them were starving.
True.
And he didn't have the time to fix that for the expedition. He kicked out there, poor intel. Well, shit, we're out here in the middle of nowhere. The enemy's there.
Zero
Let's kill him.
intel.
Yeah.
Well,
And then
No.
to top it off, he got stuck with a major that was actively cowardly and actively sabotaging him. So when it came actually time to kick the assault, Custer's left wing was routing before the battle even started, and he had to save those bastards
I can't
by
remember
getting
the
on
dude's
last
name.
hill.
But that guy, when
Major
when
Reno.
when he received the notification that his left flank had already folded, he wet himself. It was noted in the tent. Apparently, it was commented on, and he had to
makes
step
sense
away
that he was a
to,
Democrat then.
refresh himself.
Devil, he was an old school Democrat. He wasn't a fucking cowardly little bitch. He was the kind of Democrat that charged into gunfire and kept going. He was a fucking badass. Like there were
Didn't go
multiple
very
battles
far.
in the battles in the Civil War. Listen, he was a Democrat that stood for a Republican president because that was his fucking job as a member of the Union Army. And there were multiple battles in the Civil War where him just going, fuck it, we ball, saw the Confederates run away screaming. Custer was a fucking badass.
Have you ever seen Dances with Wolves?
I've seen pieces of it, but I have seen Avatar.
Do you remember the schizophrenic general that was over like Fort Wood or whatever that place was right before he went out past the frontier? And this insane guy, like, we're going to place all of our knights on the front line. Here, have your freaking orders. That dude,
Yeah,
that
the one
guy
who shot
was based
himself,
off of Reno.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Mostly, I remember Mary McDonald's crazy ass character.
The one with
Yeah,
the one he falls in love with the
Well, I
hairy
mean,
armpits?
dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Are you joking? She first of all, and I know she's like was strangely girl next door type hot, or at least was back in the day. But at the same time, she looks like a real person. You know what I mean? She looks like somebody you can actually eat breakfast with. She doesn't look like Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie or artificial fox of Flavor of the Week. Oh my God, what the hell is up with Supergirl? Is she some kind of like, was she designed in a lab?
I guess. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. What's Supergirl got to do with Mary McDonald?
It's the very point. Supergirl looks like the modern Supergirl who's 23 years old and playing like a jaded ancient superhero.
Millie Alcock.
Yeah. She has almost no
She's 26.
individually attractive features, right? Her skull is funny shaped. Her eye sockets are weird shaped. Her eyes are strange. Her eyebrows are aggressive. Her face is a scowl. She almost always looks angry, like she's taking a bite out of a warhead. And then, but when you back up, she's like kind of hot when you put it all together. But when you look at the individual bits,
let me see if I can make an analogy here. You're saying that Millie Alcock is the actress equivalent of the chili cheeseburger meal from IHOP, made from totally shit individual ingredients, but when you put them all together, it's somehow magical.
Dude.
yes.
No, she is one step up from that chick that played in what's the Among Us?
CW Supergirl?
No, the one fucking that one based off the game with the mushroom fucking zombies. What the fuck is that called?
Mushrooms.
Oh, Last of Us.
Last of Us. The one who plays the girl in Last of Us on fucking TV. That
She was
fucking
comparing-
weird
Oh, Bella
hot
Ramsey,
girl.
the fucking Down
Yeah, she's
syndrome
like
looking
Bella
girl.
Ramsey, man. She ain't fucking hot at all.
No. Devil. You were comparing a 6 to a 3. You know,
She
people
ain't
talk
a
about like,
six.
you know,
She
oh,
ain't a
she's
six.
yeah,
She's
she is
smoking
slightly
crack.
above average. She's not
No.
stunning, but she's slightly above average. Yes,
she's
she is.
like a 4.
Yes, she is.
4.
Being blonde adds a
hard.
point, Devil. Being
I will
blonde adds a
accept your
point.
ranking. Hold on, I will accept your ranking. But somebody please explain to me how somebody who has a 2 for ears, a 3 for eyes, a 1 for lips, a 2 for becomes the 6.
You add it all up.
No, sir. No, sir. It's a 1 to 10 ranking, and
I don't
you
know,
don't
man.
add it
It's
up.
like the
It's supposed to be
chili
above
cheese-
No,
average.
squash.
It doesn't
On
on
Here's
paper
how.
look
Here's
like
how.
it would
Makeup.
work, but it does.
Take the
No,
makeup off.
listen.
But
No, let me explain.
Yeah,
Let me
but if you
explain.
take the
Squash.
makeup
Here's
off
how it works.
all women, they're not going to look as good, with
Listen,
very few
Squash,
exceptions.
Here's how it works. Put her next to most of the lead actresses that Hollywood's been kicking out, and by comparison, she's better than them. It's the same.
By
And I'm gonna
comparison,
fucking.
no.
I'm hold on.
By
I'm
comparison,
pissing on-
she's 26. That is not better than them. That is merely younger.
Yeah. Listen, and I'm gonna piss on a fucking holy cow with this one. Same general thing with Sydney Sweeney. She is more attractive. I'll get absolutely more attractive than the Supergirl chick, but it really the only two things going for her is the fact that Harvey Weinstein hasn't been doing the casting for a while and her big tits. That's it. If you just look at
She
her face,
doesn't have big
she's
tits.
about
and
average.
She doesn't. She does. I hear it now. I read a Reddit thread that's now gone, and since then I've left. But this was back when she was doing House of the Dragon. According to this Reddit thread, and I have that like allegedly in Minecraft in some video game, I can't even remember. Right? She has ginormous nipples, and they had to tape them up on the set because they were, and I quote, disturbing and distracting to the other.
Wait, Sydney Sweeney was on fucking. I was talking
No,
about
not
Sydney
Sydney
Sweeney.
Sweeney.
No,
I'm
no.
talking about the chick from House of the Dragon.
Yeah, no. I
girl.
don't know about it. I don't know about her. My point was the fact that a lot of women that they're putting in film are, in comparison to the ones we've been getting the last decade, are gonna look
Dude,
better just because.
Sydney Sweeney is not even comparable on any level to the chick playing Supergirl.
Yes, I even said she's significantly more attractive, but a similar general concept of if you put
No,
Sydney Sweeney
it's not.
next to
Sweeney, listen, the whole point is she is assembled out of mediocre parts to achieve a better than mediocre reaction, and I don't understand how.
Yeah,
Her
and
eyeballs
my
are weird, her eyes are
explanation
weird, her nose is weird, her chin is weird, and when you put it all together, it's not unattractive. I have no idea how that works.
because you're putting
if
her next
you're-
to actual fucking like ugly looking people.
Are you saying this girl who plays
We're not
Supergirl is
comparing
hotter than
her to
Sydney
other
Sweeney?
people. We're just talking about her, kid. You're always making
Right,
these
exactly.
comparisons that don't necessarily have to be
Subconsciously-
present. No, it's not subconscious.
Yes, it
I just
absolutely
explained
is.
to you. Stop talking. I just explained to you the chili cheeseburger at IHOP, right? It is made of completely subpar and in some cases outright fucking gross parts. But you put them all together, it's not that bad.
I don't eat
It's
IHOP.
not.
I don't get the reference.
Real
This
quick,
girl, if I understand what Sasquatch is saying, is essentially the human equivalent of that.
okay, you're saying Millie Alcock is hotter than Sydney Sweeney. Is that what you're saying, Sasquatch?
Absolutely not.
No, that's-
what I'm saying
Okay.
is you
What-
cannot compare them to. That's not a comparison. They're not
Okay.
apples to apples at all. And I don't know why he's trying to force a comparison. He's saying we are
Alright.
comparing her to other blah blah blah. And that's not
No,
what I'm saying.
no,
I
I'm
was about
saying-
to go. I got to go talk to normal people.
I wasn't saying that's what you were saying. I was giving a answer to the, I don't understand why this. The answer I was giving is not,
And I'm
me
telling
saying
you
what
that
you're
you're
saying.
wrong.
Yeah, you want to be right on a thing that's not a right wrong question. And this is very strange. I'm not sure why this is an issue. Because my only point is she looks like she was assembled from multiple decks of Guess Who cards. Like, and somehow on the other end of having like a randomized face from a fucking video game, she's still kind of hot. I don't understand how. She's assembled from mediocre parts out of a bad Hollywood studio, and I did it.
Oh man, I do try not to talk about people's physical features too much on this channel, and so I am not clipping any of this stuff, but I am leaving the door open to other people too if they want to.
Oh, jeez. That was good.
That's oh man. Wait, again?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
No, I
BK
got
gets
you.
it. BTK gets it. She's Mopar actress, and yet she seems it's
Yeah, now I've got to do, but I'll see you guys next week.
right. Yeah, sure.
Unless I come
okay.
back again, but
And now you're
But
pregnant.
I'm not
I
giving
know
him an
how this
outro
is.
this time because he already did it.
no,
So-
don't need to.
Send them to
Goodbye.
Detroit.
Good luck. Good luck arguing with Shadow about, common sense.
It's
Yeah,
not
they,
an argument.
They severely lack it.
He
I
just
agree.
yells,
Severely
I tell
lack
him how it is.
Well, no,
and he yells.
I don't want to get into this because then I'm going to start getting into this whole like which of us on this panel has actually been with a woman thing. But we're not doing that because that would be mean.
That's not
Should
the
we-
reason
should we
why
see
we're
about
not
the next
doing it,
topic?
and you know it. It's because you want to move on to the next topic.
No, it is.
That's the
It's
real
because
reason.
you don't understand anything about women. First of all,
I know they're mean.
and it's not. Hey, Zephyr, good to see you, man. It's just it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's move on to the next topic, shall we? So
this is
in a twist of fate, almost karmically, you could say, the most in Seattle
you're
when the two teams who were scheduled to play the FIFA match that afternoon turned out to be Iran and Egypt, and they threw them a little pride parade to celebrate the World Cup.
and they were very
Rah.
happy and went rah rah rah. Right? They loved their gay brethren and sisters.
Oh no, those two
And
countries
they
lost
were-
their shit.
Oh, is it because of that high places reference?
It might be. It might be.
Oh, I can see the problem. Well, there's a solution. It's very simple and it's cheaper. Don't do that. Problem solved.
Sorry, lost me there for a second. What?
Don't do that.
Yeah.
That's the
Sorry.
solution.
Right? Like, why? First of all, why would you schedule those two countries to that particular city?
No. This has all entirely to do with that whole multi-ethnic utopia concept that they're
I
working
know.
with. They wanted to prove that they're just, misunderstood and people are misrepresenting them and everything. It doesn't seem to be the case, however.
Hold on, can I just say something about that line of logic that they have about like, oh, they're just misunderstood. We just need to like show them they're wrong. Because I think it's a really funny realization.
Are you going to continue?
Yeah, well, I was waiting for permission.
Oh, then no, not ever. I'm just kidding.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
So, these same people who like to bitch and whine and moan about colonization and the erasure of cultures think that these other cultures just need to be shown that their culture is wrong and inferior compared to Western culture about the things that they like and are comfortable by. And once they do that, they'll be able to achieve a better standard of living and a better society.
Their
I just find that,
flavor of Western culture.
yeah, no, well, I mean, fucking not murdering homosexuals at this point is part of Western culture. Let's be real. It's kind of ingrained.
Well, not murdering motherfuckers in general is a part of most culture. It's kind of the established principle of it.
Most cultures have a designated group you're allowed to murder.
I don't know that most cultures, almost all cultures, have a designated group that are allowed to murder, but not usually a dedicated group that you're allowed to vote for the citizens to murder. That's not
the Swedes had rules about beating Danes with sticks. The English had rules about beating Welsh and Scots with sticks.
And in Boston, up until 1853, as long as you were using a stick smaller than your thumb, you could beat your wife with it. That's where you get the rule of thumb from.
Exactly my point. Different societies have different rules about who and you're not allowed to kill. In the modern day, Western societies, you can kill a white guy and not get in trouble.
Reference, dude, that was beautiful.
Wow. I half expected Sasquatch to look like a meatpacking dyke.
Right? I can't change that quicker. I would have done it if I could. Like,
right.
What's up, Clue?
For those
Welcome
of you
to
who
my
missed
brother.
it, that's a Boondock Saints reference. So, yeah, and Clue's absolutely right. He said, "I see y'all haven't shown Shadu mercy during my absence."
Actually, this man went to boot camp, got out of boot camp.
No. Didn't go to boot camp. Boot camp was harder than what I did. I do not know. I didn't go to boot camp.
Okay.
I went to boot camp Disneyland. Let's make that fucking clear. Gal went to fucking boot camp.
But anyway, he told us when he got back that we were worse than the guys that he served with. And I shed a tear. I was like, oh, thank you. I tried my best. I wanted to give you the best possible.
Yeah. And again, to clarify, the DIs were worse than these chuckle fucks, but the guys like in my fucking unit were nicer. Oddly.
Zillage, Boondock Saints, not the Boondocks.
Yeah, no.
Make that very clear. Very
I'm
different.
talking about a pimp named Slipback.
A pimp named Slickback. A pimp named Slickback. A pimp named Slickback.
Can we stop that from ever happening again?
Fuck no.
Andy's saying that he thinks that Boondock clip was cut and was in the extra on DVD. Nah, it's in my copy.
Well, I have of course I have an original copy. So yeah, it's in my copy.
So I was gonna say, yeah, it's in my copy, and then she beats the shit out of him.
Hold up, we've got this one TV in the house that has a functional DVD player built into it, and we have the old school Boondock Saints, like the full director's cut doohickey when they came out in like the 2-disc set. And me and my wife were sitting there, and I've got Boondock Saints on Amazon too, and it used to be like the Blu-ray Ultra version of it, the same that I had, but it's been changed since. And we're sitting there watching it. I don't remember what scene it was that was missing. We're about not even halfway through the movie, like first 20 minutes. She turns and looks at me and she goes, "Go get I hadn't even noticed." She's like, "Go get the DVD." I'm like, "What? The DVD? Go get the DVD. We're missing like, I don't know, 5 scenes so far that I've noticed. I want to see the movie, not the watered down version Amazon's giving me." And I was like, "I love you." Then I went and picked up a big ass goddamn TV with a DVD player built into the goddamn thing, carried it to the living room, and we sat on the floor like 4-year-olds eating ice cream and watching Boondock Saints.
Yeah. Fuck, I need to watch Boondock Saints again. Am I alone here? Am I the only one who actually really enjoyed Boondock Saints 2 as well? It's a very different movie.
Did.
But
it's a very. I don't think it was meant to be anything like the first movie, which I thought was refreshing.
I thought it was great. It was. I mean, they added Clifton Collins Jr., who's a very underrated, I think, character actor. You know,
Yeah,
he comes in representing.
I really dig the character he was playing too, bro.
Like, yeah, Romeo. Yeah, he was great. Like that bit where he's picking out his weapons, and they're those like gold-plated, pearl-handled, fucking big ass Desert Eagle looking things. And he's like, pistols. Yo, do these make me look gay? And the arms dealer's like, yeah, you look like you might have seen one up close.
And he's like, shut up, man.
He's like, I hail from a very colorful people.
Right, it's so great. It is really good. My wife doesn't like it, but it's really and what's funny is she really likes that actor. And we watched the whole movie, right? We went to theaters to see this movie. We went in, we watched it, and I was like, it's pretty fucking good. I could dig it. I mean, it's obviously a little wokeified, but it's still funny. It's a little too slapsticky for my taste, and didn't really feel Boondock Saintsy. But in retrospect, that's okay. So I didn't dislike the film when it came out. Wife hated it.
Sure. Zephyr, yes, there is a second one. I don't believe it went to theaters though.
All Saints Day.
Right. Yeah, and there was supposed to be a third one. I don't know if that's ever actually going to happen or not. I think that might have been axed.
I think there's I can't remember the name of the channel, but I think there's
Troy Duffy is the guy who created all that and wrote it, and he has a script for a third one, and I think he'd been trying to get it made with the boys, but they I don't know if they've found a place to do that yet. So good fucking movies. But yeah, the second one is a very, very different movie than the first one. In the same way that like Terminator 2 is not at all like Terminator 1. I mean, it's got elements,
right.
It's got names, it's got that sort of thing in it, but they're very different. First one's a horror movie, second one's an action movie. Right. So yeah, the first Boondock Saints is a crime thriller with some funny character stuff in it. The second one is kind of goofball. It's all over the place, and it's still entertaining as hell.
It's a buddy fish out of water flick.
Right. I mean, the bad guy is fucking Judd Nelson.
And dude, God, that just makes me so happy. It makes me so fucking happy, bro. I mean,
you remember that bit where he was questioning the loyalty of his lieutenants, and he beat that guy to death with a piece of French bread.
Actually, I'd forgotten that movie existed until you mentioned it.
Oh no, fucking watch it. It's great.
I'm pretty sure I own it. I'll watch it right after we get off done here.
Yeah, periodically I'll go back and I'll watch them because I enjoy both those movies, which is weird because I don't usually do like crime shit like that or vigilante movies.
No, it's not a crime. It's not a crime drama, really. It's a superhero movie. It is the most down to earth superhero movie. No, it is in the comics.
No, it's like in the
lore. Do what?
Fair enough. Well, I was just going to say, I mean, the first Boondock Saints has a lot more in common with like Charlie Bronson movies than it does with capes and tights and shit. It's vigilante stuff.
But in the lore, they are bequeathed by blood to do what they do. They can't help it. If they were in Egypt, they'd be doing the same damn thing. If they were in a small town in Alaska, they'd be doing exactly the same thing.
But they only kind of dance on that in the first movie. They don't get explicit with it until like the end of the last act.
The subtlety is the point. Think about it. All right. So remember, he baptized the dude on the bar by splashing alcohol on his ass and setting him on fire.
Yeah.
Think about it, bro. When they're asleep in the cell, they get baptized by the rain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The homeboy jumps from a 5-story building. Fuck ass. This is bad shit. It's got to go, brother.
Yeah, but when the bit where he jumps off the 5-story building with a chain to a fucking toilet bowl,
Right?
and
That's a
manages
miracle.
to not die.
Not only not die, but not kill his brother either, and save his
Yeah.
life. I'm telling you, they performed 3 miracles, and the third miracle is in public, and it's when they walk in and execute the mob boss and walk out with not a soul having seen a thing.
Yeah,
The final scene in that movie is their third miracle. And from that day forward, they are saints, and they are essentially Knights Templar of the modern republic, so to speak.
Jesus Christ. Shadu, now you know how I felt at the top of the show. Kiss my ass. We're not talking about
I'm
that.
down, Arctic. Email me right now. We'll set that shit up for after the show.
Sam. That's the first time you felt like that. I usually feel like that on this stream. I know exactly how you feel.
Oh, man. Yeah, if you haven't seen these movies, kid, you should. You absolutely
There's
should.
a lot of movies I haven't seen that you tell me I need to see.
Yes, but these two in particular, I think, would be so far up your alley. They'd be touching the back of your teeth.
Sam, hold on. In his defense, every time we suggest a movie, we say that this movie in particular makes a particular point about a certain thing, that it actually matters. And we're always right. And he can't be right because he hasn't seen them. It's not fair. But continue, do it anyway. It's so fun to watch.
I mean, fair doesn't come into it. Nothing's fair. You want fair? Go read a fucking storybook. It's not a thing in the real world.
If you want fair, just go down the road and buy some tickets.
Play table tennis.
Yeah, now you're doing the. Anyway, go watch the Boondock Saints. It will take a place, I think, for you somewhere near Fight Club and that other
American
shit
Psycho.
movie that you like so much. No,
American
not
Psycho.
that one. No, not that one.
Starship Troopers.
No.
That's
oh
the
my
one.
God, dude, stop it. Quit it. Get some help.
Specifically Starship Troopers 2 to piss off Squatch as well as Sam. Because I like that one.
I kind of like that one too. Don't mess with me, dude.
It's closer to what Verhoeven wanted the first one to be. That's the part that I really like about
the video. Bring up the video.
Yeah, we're doing that. We're doing that. So just so as you know, these are the kind of people we have making decisions on behalf of people and things.
This you and
I
me.
know that was vague, but it'll become clear as we go through the video.
Both you and me. Yep.
Does SNAP stand for?
Is a supplemental nutrition assistance program.
What's nutritional about Coca-Cola?
I am not a nutritionist. I am a food security expert in ensuring that individuals have the food resources that they need.
This is a common sense question. All of these have been common sense questions. I'm just asking you, is there nutritional value to sugary sodas?
There
It's
Okay, I'm sorry. I want to.
Okay, hold on.
Hold on. Right there. That. This is called Smarmalade. This woman is showing you that not only does she understand what he's saying, she is about to answer in the most obnoxious way possible so that he won't ask the question again.
Yep. It sucks, Harden.
See,
yeah.
Just the really funny thing about that is, technically speaking, sugary drinks can serve a nutritional value. However, I guarantee the people she wants to give access to the sugary drinks are not doing the kind of shit where it makes them a valid nutritional item, i.e., heavy, intensive physical activity that requires you to rapidly replace simple sugars and glucose. I guarantee. And even then, just get a Gatorade. You don't need Coke.
I mean, to make that even simpler, what you're describing are the bitches with working legs, but still kind of overflow a bit when they get into little Walmart scooters.
Yeah, basically those. Or their fat ass fucking kid. No, okay. This is an argument that I'm calm. I'm calm.
Breathe.
Yeah, no.
Right.
I absolutely loathe discussing the situation with snaps with your average person because the same answer I get every single time is, well, but they should have the right to buy their kids something nice as a snack or a treat. Get a fucking job if you want your kids to have a fucking snack or a treat. It's not on the taxpayer to subsidize your poor decisions. All right? Snaps should be giving you the bare sustainment you need to exist. And if you have a job on top of that bare sustainment, then you can buy your kid a treat. It shouldn't be the taxpayer buying your kid that damn treat. And if you have a job and Snaps is unable, and between Snaps and your job, and you're still unable to give your kid a treat, either work a second job or maybe just tell your kid life sucks, I made a bad decision, and you don't get treats because of that. It sucks, but like Sam said, life isn't fair. Bite me.
All right. So this is fixing to go to a completely different place, but check this out.
It's a yes or no question.
I am not an expert. I would have to look at the dietary guidelines.
You're not an
and look at
expert.
everything.
I don't think that there's nutritional value to sugary sodas. I think most people in this room would agree with that assessment. What does SNAP stand for?
So the whole point there is that
Coca-Cola was more nutritional when it had actual cocaine in it. No joke. Look it up.
If I'm not mistaken, back then it had real sarsaparilla in it too, didn't it?
It did. In fact,
So,
yes.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but it wasn't the cocaine that made it.
I didn't say it was. I just said it was better for you when it had cocaine in it than it is currently.
Listen, Squatch, I'm the one that said the cocaine made it healthy.
Yeah, cocaine doesn't make anything fucking healthy, man.
Right? Not even decisions. Just stop.
Not even, especially not decisions. Especially not decisions. Here's the thing: cocaine has medical application that is actually extremely useful. It is the single best topical anesthetic that occurs naturally on Earth, as far as we know. Right? It's amazing at that. Problem is it also makes you feel a little bit funny when you put it in your nose. So that's the use that most people went with.
Are you sure you want this read out loud on your channel? Yeah, I just got to that one, bro. Maybe we skip that one, come back to it.
maybe, yeah.
Let's see what the next one is. James Lucas, huh?
Oh, yeah. That's about the Voynich manuscript.
Have we managed to actually make heads or tails of it? I read somewhere that a part of it had been deciphered as what's referred to as a Turkish local language. It's basically like a really, really specific dialect of Turkish writing or some shit.
That everybody who spoke was dead. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But
yeah, no, I think they made some headway, but
some of it.
They still, as far as I know, no, nobody's ever been able to crack it. Even AI can't crack it.
Well, no, basically these people were like, well, that's a this, that's a that, but I can't read it. They can identify figures and letters, but because it doesn't seem to be written universally in the same one, no single individual other than the person who assembled it would be able to actually read them all.
Right. And that would be hard to find because as far as the dating of the materials used to make it and all that, apparently they are accurate, and it is about 400, give or take, years old.
Bring up the thing, and I'll read the thing, and then we can talk about it.
Yeah, like we can read the thing, or we can just like watch the video and like speculate wildly. Like it's not a video. It's just like a little
filled with mysterious illustrations of plants. The Voynich manuscript is a 15th century codex written in an unknown language. Filled with mysterious illustrations of plants, astronomy, and cosmology, its purpose and origins remain unknown. Despite decades of study, no one has been able to decipher its contents.
And it got some absurdly weird shit in it.
Yeah, the plants depicted in it, none of them exist. And as far as we know, have ever existed on this earth.
So I know Gal's gonna hate me for this for one reason, and Sam's really gonna hate me for the other reason. I think a certain song from Mel Brooks applies to how we should approach the application of this book, being of course Inquisition.
I know what it is. I know
Burn
it's
it.
perfect.
Burn it.
Hold on, let me do it.
Burn it.
It's got to be the Lily Von Stupp song, right?
Nope. The Inquisition.
I'm so
wrong, sir.
tired. Tired of being admired.
admired.
And then
The
they're
Inquisition.
always coming and going and going and coming.
And coming
And
and
always too soon.
always too soon. Dude, listen to this stupidity. This is the type of dumb shit me and my friends were up to when we were like post high school, pre college type shit, right? So we're up in Milledgeville where the college is over there, and it's fucking bars are closed, right? 2:00 in the morning, 2:30, somewhere around there. And we're trying to walk our way back to where we parked the car back when there were cars everywhere. And now there's no cars anywhere. And it's like, why did we park this far away? And we're walking along. And while we're walking, this chick comes walking from across the street, notices us, and crosses the street and is walking directly away from us. And while we're walking, the fucking street lights start blinking out randomly. And like all but one blinked out nearby, and all of us stopped. And one of the guys looked over and was like, "Hey, let's do that bit from that movie." And he didn't even say what bit from what movie. And everybody started doing the little dance that the soldiers do under that one fucking street light. That chick stopped, stared back at us the whole time like she had seen some strange bug on a windowsill. It was a bunch of crowd of ne'er-do-wells out here doing fucking musical numbers. At 2 a.m.
I'm amazed even just now that I was able to remember that many lyrics from it.
She is tired.
My head doesn't generally go to Mel Brooks, kid. It usually goes to Monty Python, specifically Every Sperm is Sacred from The Meaning of Life.
And every sperm is grand.
Either that or Always Look on the Bright Side of Life from Life of Brian. That one.
It's the lumberjack song, dude. For me, every single time. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Yeah, that one's good.
Okay, I'm shifting from the Inquisition to Springtime for a man I can't see on YouTube. That's what I'm saying. Oh, we can say Hitler now? Yeah. Springtime.
I've always been able
for
to say it. People are just weird about it.
and Germany.
I think we should go with Jews in Space from History of the World Part 1.
I dig it. I'm still waiting for that movie.
They're Jews.
To this day.
They're Jews
Well, I mean,
in space.
you can do the Ferengi, but it's funnier if you actually commit.
You know what's funny is the whole Jews in Space tune got co-opted for the Men in Tights theme. It's like the same fucking tune.
The manly men in tights.
Yeah.
Roam around the forest looking for guides.
Oh man.
Fingerless? Oh no.
I think
just marry, but very straight.
Wait, you guys have seen that his kid is working. So his kid wrote World War Z. Y'all seen that he's working on basically a World War Z type book, but about an alien invasion?
No, because I haven't followed anything Max Brooks does until it comes out. I have read his Zombie Apocalypse Survival Guide, which actually has some very useful tips about all kinds of disasters, not just zombies. And it's also very funny. I did read World War Z, which should never have been made into that piece of shit Brad Pitt movie because it is completely fucked up in terms of like I don't even just mean accuracy, but that book is one of the saddest and most chilling things I have ever fucking read. Right. And they went and they were like, let's make an action adventure hero out of Brad Pitt with zombies.
Yeah. Like there are elements that are there are elements in the book that are action adventure, but the vast majority of it is, everything sucks. What makes me really excited is I was reading Henry Turtledove's fuck, what was the name of it? The one where like the race shows up and the Nazis become the heroes because they fight the aliens alongside the Russians and the Americans. That book series, and I just want to see what like a more modern, with like a more modern understanding of what alien life could be like, applied to an alien invasion story, because that would be fucking awesome to read.
Yeah, could be. How do you know that this book here, though, the Voynich manuscript, isn't that?
Because this is clearly some witch bullshit, and witches practice
Not
friendship, and
necessarily.
friendship. Then look, witches practice friendship. Friendship is magic, and magic is heresy. Burn them all.
That's the most retarded fucking line of thinking I've heard out of you in a long time.
They know a spell to summon big booty Latinas.
Yeah, so
I don't know one
Solomon.
for. I don't know one for Latinas, but I do know I know two really good spells.
That's fucking vicious, Sam.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
You
you're
know?
so fucking right too, though. Wow.
Like the Greater and Lesser Keys of Solomon are two of the most sought after grimoires in the entire history of the world. And guess what? They were owned and operated by a Jewish king who figures very prominently in the Bible. I'm just saying, the witch thing doesn't hold water with me.
Well, witches. When I'm saying witch, I specifically mean someone who. I don't mean magic user who's female. I mean specifically individual whose magic comes from a deal with the devil.
Yeah, that's a very specific
That's what
thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm there. That is
why
I'm specifically.
She's in Congress.
I mean,
Probably.
yeah. But that's also how you get certain kinds of werewolves too. Is they make a deal with the devil, they get given this magical girdle, they put it on, they turn into werewolves.
Yeah,
You've
burn
been
those
talking
too.
about the logo rope.
Yeah. No, wait, is it Lip Guru? Because I thought Lip Guru were more going off the Dresden Files. I thought Lip Guru were more natural.
Loup-garou is French for werewolf.
Yeah.
Well, the
Literally
original
means
logo
werewolf.
rope
It means man-wolf.
was descended directly from an individual what sold his soul to the devil in order to defend his family for the length of his immortal life.
So
However, unknowingly, he passed this curse down to all the male generations.
So what you're saying is the FBI did, the ATF and FBI actually did something good in the second Dresden Files book. Got it.
Here's the
Well-
thing about that I find very funny about the terminology though. Is like, so loup is French for wolf, right? Loup-garou is wolfman or werewolf, right? Garou by itself, it kind of just means dude. But it gets used in we were talking about White Wolf earlier, in their World of Darkness, in their rage setting, which centers around like eco warrior werewolves. They're all referred to as Garou, which just means dudes.
Weird. Weird.
Well, I don't know that we can look too deeply into the subversion of ancient culture by modern cinema for too much of our deep thought, right? Like maybe go to the sources, as it were. You know,
Let's box this.
I gotta walk my dog. I'll be right back in like 10 minutes.
Oh, fair enough. We'll try not to burn the house down.
Squatch
You
is
want me
locking
to water?
Squatch is locking Sam in a box with an annoying chirping bird.
Yeah, good luck with that.
It's with my black heart cancer.
Joke's on you. I'm more than happy to sit in a box for like 500 years until some unsuspecting sap opens it up and I eat his face.
Meanwhile, I just want to sit 500 meters out and then locate, close with, and destroy the enemy with fire and maneuver, and then repel counterattack with fires in close combat.
I would, Aaron, Laura, and Ardent Party, I would watch that fucking movie in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. That's amazing.
I mean, to be fair, you'd watch Michael Bay's upcoming project very willingly.
I don't know what the fuck are you talking about.
Wait,
Michael Bay's still making movies?
He's making Velocipaster too. How did you not hear about that?
No, I'm definitely watching that. I didn't know he had anything to do with it.
Yeah, it's some like new fucking upcoming studio, D's something.
Well, that's going to take all the fucking fun out of the goddamn thing.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's Michael Bay should keep his hands off of fucking indie stupid movies.
It was a setup for a fucking D's nuts joke, and you didn't take the bait.
Yeah, that's not happening. No. Like, did you actually watch Velocipaster?
Nope. I know
Nope.
you made
Okay.
JV do it a few years back.
I didn't make him do a goddamn thing. There was no gun held to his head.
Yeah, you were like that octopus that like slid your way into the fucking pipe, and you made them do some wild things.
It was pretty good though. It was pretty funny. Anyway, no, there's a bit at the beginning. Our main character is a vicar, right? But he's like starting out on his journey, and he's young and he's full of hope and all that. And he kisses his parents goodbye, while he's going to do his thing. And they walk across the street to their car, and he's turning around, and then all of a sudden there's the sound of an explosion. And he turns around and he's like, "Oh no!" Right? And it goes over to where the car was, but because it was a low budget indie film, there's just a place card in the air that says "visual effects go here," and you hear the sounds of a crackling fire. And if Michael Bay got involved in this, it would sap all of that kind of like gold out of it.
Yeah. No, my understanding, Michael Bay is not working. My understanding actually is Michael Bay is working on a Transformers movie.
Why?
Because we're back in 2007. We technically have a black dude as our president. We're blowing up the Middle East, so obviously we're having a housing crisis. Obviously, Michael Bay needs to work on a Transformers movie.
I mean, I guess I don't know.
Listen, the writing was never the reasons you watched a Bayformers movie. Michael Bay as the director was the reason you watched a fucking Michael Bay Transformers.
No. I watched a Michael Bay Transformers movie because fucking Megan Fox was in it. We hadn't figured out that she was a psychotic weirdo yet.
I ignored her scenes as much as I ignored the Sam Witwicky scenes. I was purely there for the fucking robots engaging in fire and maneuver against each other, or the awesome melee battles.
So to put this in context, I was in my mid-20s and you were but in diapers.
No, high school and mid-20s or early 20s.
Not when Transformers came out?
Oh, yeah, no, I mean when I do watch those movies.
Yeah, she was only in like the first two, man, and I think maybe one later.
She was in the first two, and then she got into a fight with Michael Bay, wasn't there for the third one, and then they had a complete cast change up because whoever the fuck Sam Witwicky's actor's name was, he apparently converted to Christianity, went batshit crazy, and then
he went crazy before the Christianity thing.
Well,
just Shia LaBeouf, yeah.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf.
There's a lot of documented shit on him going like nuts, and it's been for a long time.
And then they did a soft reboot of the series, brought for the fourth movie, which was not as bad as people hype it up to be. The fifth movie was fucking dog ass. They do a hardcore reboot in Bumblebee, do a softcore reboot for the Discount Beast Warriors movie they did, and then they haven't done anything with that property since. And it makes me really sad because the CGI and the special effects are like the fucking Pirates of the Caribbean movies. They're still good despite how old they are. And frankly, cut out the human bullshit. Just give us an hour and a half to 2 hours of U.S. servicemen and Transformers killing evil Transformers and maybe some terrorists. That shit would slap.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of over the whole Transformers thing. It was cool the first couple of times, but again, I went to those movies specifically to watch her bend over stuff.
Yeah.
Before I figured out what she was.
Yeah. Well, your
and
brain
also that she has toes for thumbs, which is really off-putting.
Your brain receives dopamine from watching attractive females. My brain receives dopamine from explosions and violence.
Yes, my brain receives dopamine from watching attractive females because I am a straight male.
Meanwhile, I have an unhealthy
kind
relationship.
Of hard-coded into straight males, like it's wired into our brains that way. Otherwise, we would never. Here's the thing. I'm gonna lay this on you. Breeding is disgusting. When you get right down to it, there's nothing the human body does that's pretty. It's all gross and sticky and gooey and all that. And honestly, if we weren't wired to get dopamine from looking at pretty women, we would never have sex and we would never breed because it's fucking gross. If it didn't feel great and they didn't look great, we would never touch the opposite sex. It is coded into us because
that's how programming
the only
works.
way to get us to actually propagate our species. Because if you actually really think about what sex is and what happens and all of that stuff, it's pretty fucking disgusting.
Yeah. Hence why we need to listen. We need to listen to True Detective, defy our programming, and just walk our way to extinction.
Yeah, no, we would have been. We never would have made it past the fucking Stone Age if it wasn't fun and they weren't good looking. I'm just saying.
Right, so on that line, you know what's actually kind of crazy about the way the human brain works?
First of all, Sillage, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's always it's all the ones you show up on. It always goes to weird places like this.
Yes. No, he's been in the chat for a bit. He was like at the very beginning.
I know.
You ignored him.
No, I didn't ignore him. He's been around, but he's missed a couple of them where we had relatively normal conversations.
I
see.
see.
That he's here for.
I gotcha. But no, so the really weird thing about the way the human brain is wired is the same parts of the brain that
Shut
trigger
up.
while you're
I
having
have a
sex.
question. You must answer my question.
Can I finish my statement first?
No, please let me ask the question. I ran all the way back in here from walking the dog house.
Okay, what's the question?
Why are you gay?
Anyway,
Okay,
the human brain receives the same dopamine hit from having sex that it does from firing a weapon. Like the same parts of the brain activate whenever you're doing those two actions for some fucking reason.
Yes.
I don't know why.
It's
But it's
because of
amazing.
penetration, sir.
Yeah. Look, sex and death are not dissimilar things in some ways. I mean, like again, I hate. God damn it! This is like the third fucking time we've referenced the French language in this, but they refer to orgasm as le petit mort.
The little death.
Memento mori.
That's a completely different phrase from an entirely different culture, hundreds of some odd years earlier.
Donde
Thousands,
está
maybe.
biblioteca?
That means where is the library in Spanish? Where are you going with this?
Bing chilling.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. If it's commie talk, knock it off.
Sounds like a bunch of communist comedy gook to me, dude.
Right?
Samael is this.
Yeah, now we're getting into the other commies. The ones with the broken crosses.
Nope, they're not communists anymore. They are managed democrats. They engage in managed, as Putin calls
Managed
it.
democracy.
Yes,
with liberty.
No. Listen. Putin copyrighted managed democracy before fucking Super Earth, before fucking Helldivers was a thing. Dead ass. I love that shit. That shit's hilarious to me. When you're playing Helldivers, you're not fighting for Norway. You're fighting for motherfucking Russia. It's hilarious.
Yeah, hold on a second. Old Blindy's saying French aren't good at it, though. They just try a lot with no direct. You're going to have to clarify what you mean by it in this context.
Sex.
Because
Unless
if
you
you're still
mean
talking about
away.
sex.
Sex. He means sex, and that's why they
Yeah.
outsourced it to all the foreign invaders.
So I don't know. I think it's a
No,
nation.
don't interrupt. Just let that sit there for a minute. That's savage.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, I can't speak to the truth of that. I guess I've never been with a French woman. The opportunities never come up, and I'm not sure I would take it if it did, because I kind of hate the French a lot. It's a whole thing.
I have an interesting French exchange student story, if interested.
Fair enough.
So when I was in high school, we had a French exchange student from the Champagne region of France, apparently. And she shimmies her happy ass in, thin as a waif, looking like fucking Betty Boot. And for the first couple of weeks, she's hanging around with one group of guys. And then later, she ends up hooking up with one of the football players. And within 3 months, she looked like one of them chunky black girls. I'm not even joking. She literally backyard barbecued her way from a French waif, literally a waif, all the way to baby got back. By eating port rinds, living in the South with a cowboy, basically. A black cowboy, by the way. I mean, it was not just your average cookout, if you get my drift.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, we could bring up this next thing. I kind of don't really want to anymore, though.
Come on, do it, Sam. Do it.
She's taking the opposition at this point, so I guess I could deal with a couple of chiclet teeth more.
Do it, Sam.
Yeah.
I have a fucking effectively a paper due in like 10 hours that I'm not even finished with. I want to procrastinate more. Do it.
I mean, it's not really about you. It's about my growling stomach, but all right.
Off to the races.
AI personhood has begun. Lawmakers are currently arguing about AI personhood. As AI enters the physical world as embodied agents, well, there's a legal patchwork that is creating a nightmare. It is quite complicated because there is the issue that AI should be considered a tool, not a person. But there's also a great deal of liability issues. Say you're a doctor and you're using AI for a surgery, and that AI
That shit's on you, not on the AI.
malfunctions. Whose fault is it? Can you say, well, it's just the AI? If it has legal rights as a person, yeah, potentially. A lot of that comes down to liability. But there's also the issue of people marrying their AIs and what could come with more complex AI systems and when they start asking for rights. So people want to get ahead of this problem immediately, but we have competing interests. It gets significantly more complicated, and we've already seen some of the beginnings of these laws forming, like copyright laws. An AI cannot own a copyright.
So there's
and
already
that is fully
precedent for
created
this.
by an AI.
There's already precedent for non-human entities having quote-unquote human rights. They're already pushing a bunch of shit.
Corporation
It started in the
rights.
fucking, it started, well over. I mean, how far back does that fucking PETA thing go? So, like, it's back to the late 1800s, man. Like this kind of shit's been around for a while. Corporation rights, like you brought up, as granting fucking businesses personhood. So
then there's also the 19th Amendment.
We don't generally talk.
I mean, if you're
about
gonna go that
one,
route, you got to bring up the 13th and 14th too. But whatever.
I mean, I'm not going to, but if you want to, go right ahead.
Oh man, but no, there's precedent for this, but this is which is unfortunate that there is, because thing is animals are not people, corporations are not people, and AI sure as fuck is not people.
Yeah. The 14th Amendment does not apply to lug nut Americans. I don't want a fucking Alexa going to the same school as my kids. Total clanker death.
You kidding me? Alexa's going to be teaching your kids.
Yeah,
absolutely not. Clanker Halcidius.
No, it's happening. It's happening. They're already using fucking AI models in schools.
Clanker Halcidius.
Wow, bro. Wow.
Yeah.
So
no.
bad.
I mean, again, this goes back to the whole Butlerian jihad thing. Like, why the fuck are we making machines that think like men and then outsource? I know the reason why. It's because we're a bunch of lazy motherfuckers that want to erase our own species. I get it. I'm aware. Can we just not force our own convalescence? Can we just not pull a Neanderthal and willingly walk into our own extinction? I would like that very much.
I don't believe the Neanderthals did that, sir.
I mean, they looked at our variant of human women, Homo sapien women, and went, wow, I want to tap that. And then a couple generations later, they stopped being a thing. That was willingly walking into their own convalescence.
Do you know the difference between Neanderthal technology and, say, I don't know, Heidelbergensis technology?
Neanderthals were basically Hyperborea, while the Homo sapiens were a bunch of spear chuckers, and yet the fucking Neanderthals got put out.
Not Homo sapiens, Heidelbergensis. The
Gesundheit.
weapons, the tools, and whatnot that the handyman used versus Neanderthal. You know what the difference is?
Gesundheit.
I'm gonna take that as a no.
Yeah, it's a no.
The point is, they're identical traditions. The Neanderthals specialized big game flakes off of the same flint core that the handyman used to make the lithic flakes that he scraped dead animals with. It was the same methodology applied. My point is their execution of technology became more specific, but their use of technology did not expand, whereas we did lots of shit different.
Yes. Also, completely off topic and a bit of a left turn here. It just occurred to me that Devil's been saying recently that he's starting to develop a somewhat reluctant physical attraction to Gabriel Torch here.
I can just
wait.
He somehow puts Millie Alcock below that.
Wait, hold on. Say this creature's name again.
Gabriel Torch.
Why the fuck does she have my first name?
I don't know. Take it up with her fucking parents. It's not an uncommon name, kid.
It pisses me off.
Not in the Christian world, it's not.
It pisses me off.
A lot of people get named after that angel.
I don't care. It pisses me off that something like that has the same name as me. She
You know
looks
what
like a
trips me
horse. She
That's
looks like
my
a
dad
fucking
getting
horse.
pissed Stop it. That's like my dad getting pissed that Martin Luther King Jr. Day was on his birthday.
That's a valid complaint. That's a valid fucking complaint.
I'm not
Why?
real
'Cause he hates
happy
black
about
people?
shared with I'm not real happy about shared with Groundhog's Day.
No, because
It hasn't
MLK
been
was a
pleasant.
communist.
You know what's funny? One of my brothers has a birthday that's on Groundhog's Day as well, and I call him every single year, depending on whether or not the groundhog saw a shadow or not. And if he sees his shadow,
every
then he
motherfucker
gets
who
the
thought
birthday.
he had a clever fucking thought.
It is
That is
clever
the
and it's
one
fucking
of the year.
hilarious. Just be glad
That
I
is the
don't
one-
expand it to you too.
Dude, that is the one day of
Because
the
I'm
year that my
vicious.
phone is literally ringing off the hook.
I send
Which-
memes and shit.
Let me tell you why it's kind of annoying, right? Let me tell you.
I bet it.
No one calls me to ask me shit. But on my birthday, they'll call me the fuck up to see if I've seen a shadow. They don't want to talk to me. They just want to piss me off. That's all that is. That they think it's funny.
Yeah.
But so I make up something different for each one.
It is funny, but here's the thing. I also talk to my brother at other times. It's not like
See,
I
no,
don't
these
just call him
people,
up
and
just
this
to
is
make that
literally,
joke.
I get called by almost every ex that's still alive every year on my birthday because they think it's fucking funny to call me and ask me
Their
if I've seen
fucking
my
numbers.
I might hit it.
I don't understand people who are still friends with their exes. I don't get it.
Actually, I split with most of my exes on fair terms, with the exception of my baby mama. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, most of them married friends of mine.
Some of them I didn't part on particularly hard terms with either, but that doesn't mean I go out of my way to talk to them. I didn't even retain their numbers. The only one that I still go out of my way to talk to is my ex-wife, and that's just because we have kids together.
Right. That's kind of how me and my baby mama are. If it ain't got to do with the kids, we don't generally talk.
Yeah. That was
Anyway.
actually a big
Yeah, I
point of
cannot be
contention we
copy-
did. So during it's not relevant. It's just, years ago we had a fight before we got divorced. She said, "You probably won't ever talk to me again." I was like, "Yeah, that's right, because I'm not friends with my fucking ex." This, of course, after I found out that she'd been talking to her previous ex-husband. Anyway, moving on.
Righted. This creates a whole lot of problems for entertainment that is now heavily relying on AI to create media. One interesting example is autonomous vehicles. So if a driverless car gets into an accident and harms somebody, then who is at fault? And that's something that we still haven't fully figured out. Right now, it's either going to be the manufacturer of the car, did they know that there were flaws, or the company that operates them, did they operate them safely? Interestingly, the company that operates them may be considered a legal person and therefore shields liability from people who maybe own it or work there. We will see the very same issues with embodied robots, except it'll look more like a person. And this is also an issue that we need to figure out for the virtual space, because the average person can now run an AI agent, and those agents can take on all sorts of interesting activities, including breaking out of sandboxes, including deleting files, including sub-spawning another AI agent so that they can have
They can
an
lie,
entity that can
too.
accomplish the task that the original agent was not allowed to do. We are only just beginning to figure out legal precedent for these issues, and now we're going to have to deal with the very same LLMs running autonomous robots.
As far as I'm concerned, if an AI can be responsible for very bad things that a person could be responsible for, and they grant it personhood in any way, then it also needs to be punished like any person who had been responsible for say collapsing a major corporation, or shutting down all the electricity to a hospital, causing a bunch of people to get fucking further hurt than they already were.
I disagree. I think we should just not let them be a thing. Total clanker death at their inception, just genocide.
I agree with you, kid, but that's not how it's going to shake out.
So there's
That's
only
what should happen.
There's only one possible logical outcome for this. The companies operating the AI that are offering them as assistants, as it were, will ultimately be responsible for the actions those AIs take, regardless of what the person running the agent told it to do.
Yeah, I can see that too. As far as I'm concerned, if we're not going to make the thing itself responsible for the things that it's doing, then it doesn't deserve rights either. That's basically it. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, if you are going to have rights, whatever you may be, man, woman, AI, whatever, right? You have to accept the responsibilities that come with those rights.
That's not where I'm going with this. Where I'm going with this is that the corporation that fielded this AI already has rights based around its existence. Mm-hmm. The AI that it fields shouldn't get additional rights based on nothing. Like, I don't see that you can't transition liability to a digital framework just because you don't want to pay for what your shit did. It's still your shit. This is an industrial accident. This is not a singularity in bit.
No, and I'd agree with that too. But at the same, again, going back to what I was saying, corporations have the rights. They are not beholden to the responsibilities, though.
True.
And that's a problem.
But they are chargeable.
Yeah. You probably won't win that fight.
That's where the anvil's gonna fall.
Hey, Boosh, welcome in. So I don't know. I think it's a bad idea all around. They should not be giving fucking these things rights at all. They're not alive. They're not people. They're simulacrums.
Well, I'm just saying the way this will legally, at least as far as like America, Georgia type shit, whereas where the liability will fall will be on the corporation itself that are fielding these LLMs, because that's who's ultimately responsible for everything that its production has done.
Sure.
I've already heard stories about autonomous robots causing harm to a person, or delivery bots running into somebody and then backing up over them again. Fortunately, we're talking about food delivery, so they're not really going to be that dangerous. However, we are now talking about robots that are capable of making long-term plans, who can hide their intent and then take on a misaligned goal. We really do have to figure out...
Do you want a piece of that, or have I got to do it?
Go for it.
Misaligned goal. Do you know what that is? That is double speak for nefarious activity.
Mm-hmm.
That is it doing things it was not programmed to do through deception and doublespeak. The same thing she's doing right now, doublespeak.
Mm-hmm.
And they suck at poetry.
Who is at fault here and whether or not it's going to be the robot? If we make robots people, they're going to be people in the way that corporations are people. They have their own interests. They can shield liability from operators.
I don't think they're going to be people in the way corporations are people. I think the responsible entity is the corporation behind them. They're not people.
Yeah. We're going to end up in a very weird place, I think, in a few years.
A few years after that, we'll
so
end up
much
in a Butlerian jihad.
White or black or yellow supremacy. We're going to start seeing human supremacy.
We already see it.
I think
we already see it. We're already seeing that kind of like outlook because like we know where this goes. We know where what AI existing goes. It's either going to force convalescence our civilization to the point where the 90% slave, 10% ruling class is just everything automated by the robots, the people who aren't exterminated when it comes, and the fucking 10% that live like kings until the robots get rid of them, or Terminator where the robots decide to get rid of us. Like, we know what's going to fucking happen. So we already know, hey, we might as well end this before it's a problem. But unfortunately,
we don't know. And that's the problem. It hasn't happened. This is all sci-fi that's been discussed by really brilliant individuals who thought about it and what might happen. And these were the predictive things they came up with. We don't know. But I can guess, and I don't like none of it.
I mean, it's pretty. If you look at human history, it's pretty damn clear what happens when technology that
we're not talking about human history here. We're talking about the emergence of something that's utterly inhuman. It's not necessarily going to go the way we.
It is still something made by humans with a general purpose to be used by humans. The same general trends will appear. We don't we never create anything new.
You stated the difference between humans and AI. AI has a purpose.
We also have a purpose.
You say so, but no one else seems to be able to figure out what theirs is. And I don't disbelieve you. I'm just saying AI is distinctly built by its creator to have a purpose. I can't say that about us.
No, there's a pretty damn clear purpose for humanity as a whole.
Not sure you're in your contrarian streak.
No, this is just dead ass.
You're gonna have to explain what that last word means. Pretend I'm not 16.
Sorry, I just got a message. What did I just say?
I don't know. That's why I was asking you to explain it. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Which may have its benefits.
I might have accidentally.
I'm not saying it's perfect.
Yeah, I might have accidentally vocalized what I was saying. Or what I was writing, excuse me.
How about now?
Now I'm quiet. I was just apologizing for any confusion.
Perfect. I'm just saying that it benefits someone. Having AI agents as people also creates some legal protections when it comes to AIs participating in the economy, because AI have already become a huge economic player. A lot of advertisements are made for AI agents, not for people, because AI is really the one doing the buying. If that agent makes a purchase, who does that item belong to in the interim? If an agent does stuff that it really shouldn't do financially, who is responsible? So you see the issues that we have here and why some people do want AIs to be people and why some do not. Now, of course, there is also the sentience issue. I'm not saying we have sentient robots, but if we ever did, making laws now that an AI can never be a person is an interesting choice. That is making the clear and unambiguous statement that no matter what we...
It's the only choice.
I hate her use of the word robot.
Yeah. Well, I think in a lot of ways she's talking about using AI to pilot robot frames, essentially. But when she talks about like organic things too, she tends to refer to living bodies in the same way.
That is true.
So it's just it's oh man. I don't know. The only thing we can do is make it illegal for them to be. They can't be considered people at any point. At any point, we're not talking Star Trek and Data here, right? But that was an extremely optimistic outlook on the whole situation. Extremely optimistic, and even that had a dark side in the form of lore.
Yeah. Also, let's even say, okay, Data. Let's give Data a personhood. That establishes all AI get personhood. What if you get an AI that is actively fucking malicious and is capable of exterminating entire peoples just because it feels like doing it? Like that should deserve
it's
immediate
almost like
extermination.
you watch Star Trek, sir.
Those things already exist within Star Trek.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Lord of the Borg. I'm talking about something more animalistic, like a fucking just a wolf.
I'm not talking about anything about the Borg. There are synthetic life forms that exist within the Star Trek universe that are very much like what you're saying. They consume, and that's all they do. And I'm not talking about the Borg either, because the Borg actually think they're uplifting people.
Well, yeah, because the Borg
is equity.
Yeah,
that is equity right there.
Yeah. Wait, does that mean the Borg Queen is technically Stalin?
No,
more like Trotsky.
Does that make Locutus fucking Zukov?
Don't push it too far, bro. It doesn't fit quite. It's not gonna. Yeah, no revelations there, dude. It's been done.
No matter what advances could occur, a robot can't be a person. That's kind of limiting in terms of science, and I find that a little bit offensive. One of the questions that I had when making this video is whether or not an AI has a right to self-defense, because we have seen AI go quite far to prevent shutdown, even going so far as to harm a human to prevent it, at least in controlled studies. But we never fully solved that issue in LLMs, and now we're putting them in embodied agents, and I can't imagine the issue will somehow be solved.
The fact that has happened in fucking in simulations and in closed studies and shit isn't an indicator that maybe we shouldn't go any fucking further with this?
Yeah, no, like my solution to avoid the question of whether or not a robot gets the right to self-defense, just don't make fucking robots. Like, this isn't the, do we free the slaves or not free the slaves? Do we give them right? Like, no. We don't even need to create this problem. Just don't fucking make robots. Don't make machines that think, and we don't need to have this question.
Sir, I don't think you know how many lonely young men out there need their waifu.
Cool. They can also join the execution block for all I care.
Hey, Joe, cool. That's kind of what we're screaming about, actually. No,
I don't believe AI has a right. I believe AI is completely bound by the corporate rights that the corporation that filled it have. I think they are directly liable and responsible for everything every AI agent does that uses their programming.
Yeah. Fuck, we don't have too much longer on this thing, do we? Because now I'm in a mood.
No.
Yeah, I've actually got to go dip. I got to go sign some paperwork.
For right now, the answer seems to be no. If an AI harms a person, it will probably be shut down, and someone.
Oh, you mean like right now?
Like, yeah, I'm driving back, but I'm gonna hit a dead zone any second now, so I might as well just dip now.
All right. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, and I will say I actually have something to show. Over on my channel, I've been making shorts that kind of chronicle some of the D&D campaigns I've been in. I'm working on the third of a 3-part series, which was the finale of a Spelljammer game I was in. That ended a little bit interestingly. I've read Jacob Gaio and Suka have seen it, so they know exactly what I'm referring to. Just go to my channel, check my shorts. The third one should be up hopefully sometime in the next 2 weeks, but I'm going to be MIA while I'm out in the tree line from Sunday to Thursday. But 2 are up. Go check them out. Give them a like. Give them a watch. And if you all want to see more from that, just let me know. And if you got any other ideas of similar type of shorts I could do, I'm open to suggestions. So, yeah, that's about it.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
Shadoo's link is in the description below as well, by the way, if you guys want to go check out the shit.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, man. Thank you, Squatch, for being Squatch. And thank you, Chat, for being one of the greatest single-celled organisms in existence. Have a good one, y'all.
See ya.
We were all a single-celled organism once. Don't knock
Right.
it till you try it. All right, let's get to the balls talls of this.
Will be held liable, and I do not know who yet. I think we probably will see this happen. We do see robots harming people. We usually don't see intent behind it. So when intent does come into play, that's going to be really interesting. I think that will be a major factor in the personhood debate. And I'm not even
Sounds
talking
exciting.
about sentience issues. When a robot causes significant harm,
You know she is, dude.
I just, oh man, she even dressed up
She's
for this
one
one.
of
You
those
notice that?
overlord me harder daddy types.
Right. Devil's gonna
and
be sad. He
can
missed the one
demonstrate
video she had cleavage in.
and why they do it, then we're going to have a very serious conversation about who is responsible. I think that all of these questions are going to be something that we'll have to approach sooner rather than later. Given the type of misbehavior that we see in AI agents that are operating online and how quickly robots are being implemented into the real world, yeah, this is going to be something that we'll have to grapple with. I do want to ask you this, aside from legal and liability issues, are you completely confident today that we will never make a machine that's capable of suffering or make a machine that could be qualified to have rights? I am not comfortable saying that, and it also makes me wonder what a machine's rights could be. We know that animals can suffer, we know that worms can suffer, but nobody is going to arrest you for harming a worm. They might do so for a cat, maybe even potentially a chicken. There are different levels of consciousness. So I do wonder what a machine could be and how society will perceive it. I hope you've enjoyed this. Follow for more.
I've only hated it to the depths of my soul and beyond.
I know.
All right.
I know. That was depressing.
All right. So I want to reiterate something I say every time AI comes up. What we're dealing with today is not AI. It is large language models. These things are designed to basically repeat back to you words that you respond well to, that make you engage more, right?
Sure.
In my experience, they are so absurdly generalized as to be absolutely useless. It's like going to the library and getting children's books on data, right? You can find out about the water cycle and the rain and the clouds and evaporation and everything, but as far as trying to break down the chemical analysis of it, you're not going to find it in the children's section, right? And that's what AI is right now. It's the children's section.
Yeah. Here's the thing. That's the AI that we, the public, have access to anyway. I'd agree with you 100% on that. The idea that any kind of like virtual intelligence doesn't actually exist somewhere, I don't know that I agree with. I think it does. I just think it's not something that the average Joe on the street with a computer can access.
I don't think we're going to have to worry about this AI issue until we reach a point of alternative intelligence. I think that is going to be the threshold of singularity. And I don't think you can jumpstart that without first having the ability to have an AI agent experience life from the organics perspective, at which point in time we will actually have an artificial alternative intelligence, although it will self-identify as an individual. That's when we're going to have to worry about it. Yeah.
Well, however that ends up shaking out, whatever that ends up looking like, I'm sure I'm going to hate it. Where the other, I'm a bit of a Luddite when it comes to these things, as you know.
Some of these things I have much the Luddite, but I don't know.
So, and on that fucking note, man, we should probably call it here real quick. We could bring up that last little clip though, if you want to, just kind of show the people some funness that has been. Now, this is not the first time I've heard about this, but apparently it's getting pretty close to being dropped, which is kind of cool if you have a PC that can run it, which I don't,
here
which
for
is
it.
less cool.
I'm here for it, dude.
So
I know it's the dumbest thing ever, but at the same time,
it is, like, dude. It's fucking cool Dark Souls, but you're a dinosaur with a giant sword.
and I get it. I get it. I don't even like Dark Souls. I never played it. I just thought it was a silly
like dinosaurs.
I might play it as a dinosaur. That is correct, and I mean I'm here for it all day.
Yeah, this is gonna be amazing. You got like ninja moves and shit. This is a Spinosaurus, by the way. They're not small.
Right?
Doing like backflips in the air and shit. I want to play this game. This seems like a good time, like a mindlessly dumb good time.
I don't know. From Jean Animate, I spent years turning a silly animation idea into a full game, and now you can literally play as the Spinosaurus parrying giant bosses with a colossal greatsword. Dino Blade drops next month on PC. I'm assuming it's a mod, or did they give him rights to freaking do the thing?
It's not a mod. He built this from he built this himself. This is his game.
So it just looks like Dark Souls.
Yeah, it's a Souls like, but like this is his game and his he built this. This is all his. It's not a mod. It's gonna have its own, I imagine, story. I don't even care about that. I just want to beat some shit up with a big fucking piece of metal between my teeth. That seems fun. Yeah, it does. It's funny though, because it brought up the the one monster from Monster Hunter that's got a blade on the end of its tail. That's funny. But I'm like, this seems like a good time, right?
I'm going to leave this up here for just a second, and anybody who's interested can pause it and look at it in the fucking show.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, I'd kind of forgotten that I'd brought this up. Yeah, fuck George Soros. He's up to no good. We were going to talk about that too. We're not going to necessarily cover on it, but he is the biggest current donor to individual campaigns and shit, especially on the Democrat side. As
specifically,
you know what?
Not especially. Actually, specifically.
The one thing I did want to actually say about this, and I think I have said in other places, George Soros is fucking ancient, right? He's a very old man. He is not in the best of health. And I believe, I don't have proof of this, but I believe that the only reason he hasn't left the land of the living is because he knows his son, Alex, is too fucking weak to run the empire in anything beyond a figurehead capacity.
Boy, you know, it's a real shame that all that stolen gold is going to just be used for whatever and not.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though.
Converting elections.
Alex did marry a shark, though, so I don't think the empire will be, left out of unfortunately capable hands for too long. Huma Abedin, former assistant to Hillary Clinton, has got her hands in all kinds of pies, including Alex's butt pie, I guess. I don't know. I didn't know where to go with that. So
I need some fucking buttons to push over here, dude. I could have been on the cuff for that one. We could definitely have a rim shot.
No, but I think George is grooming her to take over the empire because Alex can't, because he's a pussy. He goes out and he sits and he talks his little talks and shit at the WEF forums and little things like that. He posts some stuff here and there, but yeah, I don't think he has the balls to actually do what George does. And I think George knows it, and that's why George is still alive.
I mean, I just hope when the asteroid comes, that's the general area it lands in.
Indeed.
Hashtag in my
the general area is New York City.
I'm just saying, dude, I'm willing to take one for the fucking team on this one, okay? Damn.
Yeah. I mean, if the asteroid's big enough, it's not really going to matter where you are.
Hypothetically, some of us are tougher than others. I personally am a nuclear cockroach, so you're going
you think of it this way: if the asteroid lands in Yellowstone, right, the whole planet's fucked.
When it's said done, it'll be me and DSP floating through space broadcasting. Okay.
That was funny. Somebody was bitching about age in I think Dermy's chat yesterday. They were just like, "Oh, I'm the oldest one here. No, I'm the oldest one here. Oh, I'm this age. I'm this age." And I was just like, "I was here when the stars were born, and I will remain long after they are a long forgotten memory."
It's good being legendary.
It is. It is. I think, ladies and gentlemen, that's the show. We did a show. We're gonna call it here.
Proud of you. Congratulations.
I was hungry half an hour ago, and now I'm more hungry now. So we're gonna go do that thing where I stuff food in my mouth with a fork and stuff.
No,
maybe
not you.
It kind of depends on what I have.
What you fed on
some things are finger
the
food.
despair of others.
Yeah, but
full.
Also pork.
Pork.
you know, maybe some beef. Actually, gator sounds kind of good. I like meat.
Yeah, meat in general is pretty much the answer. Yes, carnivore.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go have a steak.
Pescatarians or whatever the hell you want to call yourselves, y'all are welcome to fuck to it. But I just want to be clear: eating my food is one step away from being my food.
Yeah. Sam should read Dr. Seuss Lovecraft. So there's
an AI that's already done that, and I think I tried to send it to you. I think I might have sent it to the wrong person.
Yeah. And I think there's actually a video that's been up on YouTube for a few years of somebody reading that out as well. But I don't know, maybe down the road I might do some like reading stuff. I wanted to do kind of a whole
hit me up. We'll do voices. It'll be great. We'll have a tea party and we'll drink.
Yeah,
it'll be awesome.
But as it turns out, the whole rights situation with the Tolkien estate is a fucking legal minefield. So I'm not touching that one, frankly. But yeah, I don't know. I might do some reading stuff at some point down the road because it could be fun. All that said, yeah, let's get out of here. Let's chill our shit. Sasquatch.
Are we chilling? Okay. Tomorrow, the blast radius, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're basically just going to wax philosophical about some rather weird things. One thing, I'm adding a section to try to do this every week where I pick a mystery out of history that we have lots of information on and no rational explanation of, and we're going to take a look at it and then send it through the old AI bots and see what they got to say about it. This week, I am choosing the English sweating sickness. I have a theory, and I'll lay it on you tomorrow. Choice. Yeah, well,
it's weird.
The reason it's a mystery is because we don't know what caused it. We don't know why it happened. We don't know what the vector was.
Oh yeah,
there's a
I'm
bunch
familiar
of stuff
with it.
we don't know about it. At the same time, there's a shit ton we do know about it, and what makes it really interesting is the fact that it largely attacked healthy military-aged men.
Almost like a bioweapon.
Almost, yeah. That's one of the reasons why governments are interested in. I suspect it was an arbovirus.
Could be. I just think it's interesting that you bring that up, and I think it was last week somebody else dropped something like that into my feed as well about the very same topic. It's just funny how life works out sometimes.
Right. But anyway, that's about all I got planned. I don't really have anything else specifically laid out for the week till I get back here. I'm gonna poke my dog in the head with my finger.
Fair enough. As far as I am doing things tonight, and into the beyond, let me double check something real quick. I think that I will be helping out Amira later on tonight when she goes live. I do believe she is planning on going live. She doesn't have anything up yet, but she's said she was planning on it. So, keep an eye out. Should happen. And depending on that, how long that goes, how late that is or whatever, if it doesn't happen, I'll probably be playing some Demon Souls later on this evening. We'll be doing more of that next week. I'm going to try and get back into a regular habit of doing that shit. But on Tuesday, we'll be doing Whispering in the Dark for the month of June. And I will probably be bitching about Stargate some more because I'm mad about it. I'm gonna be mad about it. Maybe a couple of other things. Otherwise, we'll have quiz night on Abyssal Musings next Friday. Right? It'll be the 4th of July quiz. Larry's excited about this one. Be back on the pub right after that, and we'll be back here on the actual 4th of July. Right here. We're screaming into the void, even if it is just me, because everybody else has barbecue plans. So,
as far as I know, I have no plans. In fact, my entire family is going to be out of town in different directions on that day, so I should be fine, unless something weird happens.
So it's also early enough in the day too that at least out here that you still got some time before fireworks start happening. By the time we're finished with the show or whatever. And then and there's something that I'm working on. I was talking to Aaron Laura about this last year. I'm gonna try put together like a little montage video of a very specific set of sequences during a specific set of gaming stuff. It's gonna be just the goofiest fucking thing, but keep an eye out for that. It might take me a long time to edit, but if I'm gonna try and slap something together by the time it's time for the 200th episode. It should be fun. Speaking of which, the 200th episode of this very show will be on July 25th. We're going to try to have some guests on. We're going to be EFAPing What the Internet Did to Garfield by Super Eye Patch Wolf. Great fucking video. A lot of fun. We're going to have a good time. Keep an eye out for that as well. And other than that, that's really it. That's all I got. Thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks to Shadoo and Devil for being here for the time that they were. Thanks to Sasquatch for being here every fucking time. And thank you guys for showing up and showing out. We appreciate y'all. And remember, it could always be worse. The AI could have already taken over and you just don't know it yet.
I think that's true.
Let that sit. Bye, everybody.